Sorry, sorry, sorry. Welcome back to Me and the Left Live. I had the audio off on the mic there while the while the intro was playing. So how's everyone doing? Just thought we'd have a just a general hangout, Or audio good now. Thanks, Michael. Kung Fu Panda. Thanks, mate. Yes, thanks, Michael. Tom Peel. So yeah. Where's everyone from? Shout out the countries. What countries do we have representing? Thanks, mate. Kung Flu Panda. What a cool, what a great name that is. Los Angeles, USA, Texas, USA, Canada, Texas. Just had a Chinese takeaway. Hope it wasn't a bad idea. Western Australia, USA, England. Hello to everyone. England, USA, Hosier. Greetings from San Francisco Bay Area. All right, I'm just going to move this chat a little bit on the screen here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Right there, we can see all the chat now. So is the audio quality, is the video quality coming through well on your end? Yes, we've got Canada, England, Houston, Kentucky, David in Thailand, South Carolina, and Mrs. Salty in the house. Is there a Mrs. Salty in the house? Hello, Mrs. Salty. I think you guys are absolutely fantastic. Audio and video is perfect. Thank you very much. I wasn't quite sure the sound levels are very good. So yeah, well, it looks like we've got USA, we've got Canada, we've got England, we've got pretty much like everyone represented. So how's everyone doing? I just thought we'd just have a quick. It won't be a very long live stream. I've got some I've got some racing coming up this morning. I just really wanted to jump in and just have a general hangout. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing with the coronavirus? What's happening? What's happening in your, what's happening in your neck of the woods with the coronavirus? Are you kind of like, are you kind of in lockdown? Are you in quarantine? What's the government doing like in your area? Michael says only the accent is wonky. That's cracking, mate. Hey Frank, let's be frank. Let's be frank. Another fantastic, fantastic YouTuber. Hey Frank. Yes, I kind of missed making the videos too. It was nice to have a little break every now and then. Looking into the madness that is the leftist abyss. It can just does strange things to your head. I think little mental health breaks every 3 or 4 months is a good thing in this in this, well, if you call it a business, but it's just a fun thing that we love to do. Mrs. Salty, our day isn't much different since Salty stays at home and makes videos all the time anyway. It's funny. My life in this so-called like this lockdown, it's like not much different to what it was before. The only thing now is I don't go to coffee shops because I work from home, as make videos from home, and I do a lot of my racing on Zwift from home. So things are kind of like things for me are all pretty much the same. The only place that I go is pretty much to Coles, to the shopping center. But yeah. Things haven't changed. It sounds bad because a lot of people's lives have been turned upside down. A lot of people have lost their jobs, so I don't really say this lightly, but nothing's really changed. Nothing's really changed for me as such. I kind of love. I like the isolation. I'm not a social. I'm not an overly social guy. I don't like being in crowds. I like the isolation. I kind of like it. So yeah, it's for me. It's like not much difference. We got Eric. I'm out days week doing Instacart delivery, groceries to millionaire shut-ins. What do we got? Here in the Beryl Wiseman here in the UK. Here in the UK, rumor about the internet is going to be cut off. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think the internet, well, hopefully the internet is what sort of keeps us connected. A lot of people are isolated. They're in their homes. Social media is kind of acting as well as obviously as the way that we are connecting with one another, because we can't meet in pubs, we can't go to friends' places and that sort of thing. So yeah, in a way, yeah, social media is playing a fairly important role. Fairly important role, I think, in controlling the populations too. That's like another issue. Even though I'm 1 mile away, they discovered 100 coronaviruses. I am perfectly well, not worried one bit. Hi, Bill. Bill, that's yeah. Hope you stay well, mate. Hope you stay well. Is there anyone who has actually, caught the coronavirus? Anyone who has been tested? Anyone who has got the virus? Kilgore Trout. Thanks, mate. Yes, really good to be back. Car guy, you needed a break from laughing at US liberal politics. I really thought that when this pandemic kind of broke out, I really thought that there'd be kind of like a coming together. The left and the right, I thought that they would, like in wartime, the country comes together. Like if we were invaded by aliens, we would find that all our differences politically, and if we were fighting like just say we were fighting an alien force, we would find all our political differences would just go to the side, and we would fighting this external like alien force. And I really thought that the left would stop all the bullshit, stop all their nonsense. But they just keep it. They're just keeping it going. They're just ratcheting it up. I'm really shocked at the behaviour of the left during this issue. Patriot Panel, I got banned from Twitter, bro. Sorry, we can't chat no more. Yeah, Twitter, very touchy over there. Who else have we got? Hello from Mother America. Hey, Lance Lucifer. And back to work world. Hello from California. My laughing at the Liberals now complaining about the laws they voted about hampering their ability to purchase firearms. Having a cracking day. Hope you are too. I thought it was amazing. And you got the John Cleese mocking people for wanting to purchase firearms. I thought that was nuts. He's a rich kind of elitist, and he's probably got a compound or something, mocking the general population for wanting to have access to firearms. And we got Becky saying that, not that I'm aware of, 100 plus cases, 1 death, many recovering. Yeah, 60 to 80 most affected. I got the... Briscoe, leftist lunatics only come out with Orange Man bad. That's right, it's just Orange Man bad. Michelle Eden, Trump caused the alien invasion. What has he got? Maureen, naive, cute but naive. Am I naive? $750. Can I buy tobacco now in Australia? The Roo Army will frighten the aliens. Aliens are MAGA fans. So yeah, I really thought there would be a coming together of the left and the right with this pandemic. But it just hasn't happened. It's politics as usual. It's the left being the left. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez out there demanding reparations for black people. Only 10 days ago, Nancy Pelosi saying, get out there amongst Chinatown, go visit. You have all the people, everyone on the left got this wrong. And now they're all turning around on Trump, saying, oh, Trump, you didn't act soon enough, when there is just so much video evidence out there of all these wankers on the left. They got it wrong. What is it? The Spanish Prime Minister or something is being sued right now because he encouraged all these feminists to go out there, this big feminist march just before the epidemic kind of hit. and they wonder why the cases in Spain, wonder why the cases are insane in Spain. The left totally got this wrong. Trump was ahead of the curve in the State of the Union. He talked about the coronavirus in the State of the Union. He said how we will need to protect the people against the coronavirus. And the left, what was the left doing then? They were busy impeaching Trump. The left was busy impeaching Donald Trump during this when this issue was just starting to come to the front, and the left totally stuffed this issue up, 100%. Totally stuffed this issue up. Nancy Pelosi out there in Chinatown saying that everyone they're more worried about racism. They're more worried about people not going to Chinese restaurants than they were about the actual coronavirus. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is out there complaining on her Instagram about how people aren't going to Chinese restaurants anymore because of the coronavirus. I mean, this is the absolute insanity of the left. The left is the virus. The left is the real virus. It's the left. We've got coronavirus out there. It's bad, but the worst virus out there is the left. We need to cancel the left. We need to stop the left. We need to meme the left. The left is the threat. The left is the threat to our basic civilization. I mean, I'm not being hyperbolic there. I really see the left as a threat to life itself, and they've proven that in this situation. They've proven that, and now they're all trying to come out, trying to rewrite history a little bit. How they're trying to say, Donald Trump was way behind the curve on the coronavirus. We were ahead of the curve. Trump acted too late. Lives were lost. And it was 14 days ago, Nancy Pelosi, that won't say the B word, is out there in Chinatown saying, everyone get out there, go, and then health officials for New York, Blasio, they're all saying, it's life is, just get out there, a life amongst normal, but they were so behind the curve, and they were so far behind the curve. I just think it's insane. Bill Barry, I'm outside California, numbers you cited sound like. What's the deal with the people posting videos talking about how a lot of the hospitals are empty? A lot of the media, of course, has been using footage. The media is using footage from like Spanish or Italian hospitals, and they're using footage for when their hospitals are packed over there. But hospitals over here in Australia, there's really not. There's no panic. They're not full or anything, and you see videos posted of hospitals that are supposed to be in the epicenter of the viruses near New York, half empty. Basically, there's no panic. I wonder. I've seen a couple of videos about that. I wonder about that. Western civilization is falling fast. Harlap Jones. I mean, what a huge subject that would be to talk about. How. Yeah, I agree. There's aspects of our civilization that everyone's been sort of sent home. Industry is shutting down. People are losing their jobs. There's a lot, and panic. What's with all the toilet paper panicking? And I mean, I'm not. We have food. We have food in the house. We have we have stocks. We're not. I'm not a prepper. But I wish I was a prepper. I really wish that I was prepped. I really wish that I kind of had, not an underground bunker or something like that, but just long-term storable food for maybe 3 to 6 months. And I kind of, and you can't buy that stuff anymore. It's just completely sold out. All the prepping supplies is completely sold out. I remember it was at that company, My Patriot Supply. I mean, they contacted me. Was it 6 months ago? They really wanted to get me to promote their products on this channel. And I love that. I love that company. But for some reason, I just sort of didn't get around to doing it. I kind of wish I had. I really wish that I had sort of got more down that side of things. I think the preppers, I think that, some of them might be a little bit out there. I think they're smart. I think the preppers are smart. Civilization, our civilization could fall in the West. If we lose electricity, if we lose water, what was it, 4 days in a row, law and order breaks down, anarchy pretty much starts to rule, and that veil, I think it's like a thin veil civility that holds our civilization together, that just falls away. People will start killing for food. I mean, that's so. I think that the preppers are smart. I'm going to become more of a prepper when this is all kind of like when we get through this. If we get through this, I'm going to become more of a prepper in my mindset. I'm going to make some changes. Kung Flu Panda, prep please. You didn't prep at all. No, we prep. We prep, but not as a prepper. You know, when I say, I mean, we've probably got 2 months. I don't want to put out there how much food. You know, we probably got 2 to 3 months supply. But I'd probably like 6 months or 12 months supply, and that's sort of that long term, that storable food. I would like to prep maybe along those lines, and that's what I mean. That's what I mean by a prepper. I think people should have maybe like 1 month of food on hand in their homes. And I don't think that makes you a prepper. But yeah, I really do admire the preppers who have got what a year's worth of food supply. They've really kind of thought these issues through. And we're kind of told, oh, this thing can't happen. Society is strong, but society is so weak. The pillars that hold up our society are so flimsy. One of them falls, the whole thing falls. Dar Blanchard, I have 8 rolls of toilet paper. Yeah, mate. You cannot buy toilet paper over here in Australia. It is insane. I mean, we've got a fair bit of toilet paper in the house here, but it's insane when you look down a supermarket aisle and it is just bare. And in the supermarkets here in Australia, you'll find food in this section. There'll be a section that's just bare, and then there's like another section where there's food. And the things that are bare are like the essentials, like flour, like rice. And then you'll see the things that are non-essential. Well, there'll be plenty of that. Junk food, chips, and heaps of that. But the things that are really, really needed, there's none. There's just none of that there. Becky, I always have 3 to 4 months on hand due to hurricane season. That's right. So many reasons why we should be preppers. Why we should be preppers. I mean, I use that word prepper, but just why we should be prepared. And it's not only viruses breaking out or governments falling down, but things like hurricanes and there's just so many. This is I'm really going to become. I think I'm going to become a full-blown prepper after this. After we get through this, and when they're talking about probably like 6 months, and it's kind of scary in a way how quickly society kind of gave up its rights, all its freedoms, and then we locked ourselves kind of in our houses, and that in a way to me is a little bit scary how it all kind of happened. Augustine, a technological society is a vulnerable society. Absolutely, mate. I mean, we are so. Think if we lose electricity, if our power plant shut down, we lose our water supply because water is pumped into our homes via the electric grid. So yeah, we're relying on this technology to kind of get us through. And this has definitely been a huge wake up. This has definitely been a huge wake up call, and you can see that the prepping businesses they're obviously they don't have supply right now. You go to any one of the My Patriot Supply, everyone is sold out. It's like a 5-month wait or 16-week to 20-week wait for new stock. They can't get new stock in. Their stock is all bought out. Farlap Jones, soon Australia will be the fattest country on earth. Well, that's true. People actually in their homes, and people actually joking about how they're eating too much now. And I'm like a cyclist. I watch my weight almost every day. and it was just starting to sneak up a little bit. So I really got to really got to pull that back a little bit. Wayne Templar, g'day mate, how's it going? Philip Jones, tomorrow currency will be toilet paper. Toilet paper. The whole toilet paper phenomenon was crazy. But then, how do you rate Trump's performance on this issue? I think initially Trump was like, everyone calm down. Trump was ahead of this as far as the left goes. Trump was out there, he banned travel from China. Okay, banning travel from China caused the left to absolutely lose their minds. It was all about, orange man bad. It was all about racism. It was all about xenophobia. When Trump banned travel from China, that was the best thing he did. I remember back when that was in late January, Trump banning travel from China. And I still remember Nancy Pelosi. I wish I had some screenshots to pull up right now. I remember Nancy Pelosi losing her mind. And then 2 weeks later, Nancy Pelosi goes out there and she is in Chinatown, virtue signaling to the Chinese people, saying, hey, everyone, come out. Let's all, let's all keep going in Chinatown, support these wonderful people in China, because we got the orange man bad over there. He's banned travel from China. He's xenophobic. He's racist, but we're out here in Chinatown, virtue signaling to the Chinese people that it's just kind of business as usual. Absolute nonsense. And then, Trump set up the coronavirus task force, but I think he was like the duck. On the top. Trump was like, calm, but underneath those little legs, his little legs were moving at 100 miles an hour. If you see a little duck, the little legs, they can move on the top. They're fairly calm. So I think that Trump was right on this issue, but he was telling everyone, calm down, we've got this. He was trying not to overdo it, but I think did hear that Tucker Carlson kind of got into Trump's ear. I think I read an article where Tucker Carlson went to the Mar-a-Lago resort where Trump was staying, and he said, Trump, you have to take this issue much more seriously than what you're taking it. You need to ratchet up that level. And I think that's why Trump there, you could see a bit of a change in his tone, in his demeanor, how he got onto a war footing. He got onto this war footing. And I think from that point on, Trump really did well. And as I said, Trump's numbers are up. His numbers are through the roof right now. And the left trying to play politics with this issue, to me, is just insane. The garbage they put into the stimulus was just, they're giving money to orchestras and museums. Absolute garbage. This is just what drives me insane about politics, is the stupidity of all these leftists weighing. And don't get me wrong, there's probably a lot of pork barreling coming from the right as well. But you're talking about a stimulus. It's all about, you want to get the money into the hands of the people so, the economy doesn't collapse as hard as it's going to collapse. But I really think Trump has done a great job. And the left really playing politics with this issue, they will pay. They will pay so hard for that, even more come the November election. And where's Biden? In all this? The absolute irrelevance of Joe Biden right now. He's making... Joe Biden's making these crap videos in his basement. And he's just he did a live stream, and he had 2,000 people on the live stream or something, and he makes videos from his basement that get so many dislikes. These people are useless. And you see all these talk show hosts, all the Bill Mayers, and you see all these wanker leftist puppets, all these wanker talk show hosts from home. They're doing their little shows. They're trying to shoot with their little basement tape Biden. They're trying to shoot with their cameras. They're trying to be authentic. They're trying to become YouTubers. They are doing such a crap job. These people are talentless hacks. If they don't have all their studio, they don't have all the studio workers and all the writers, and they don't have all the fake laugh traps in the background, they are absolute hacks. They are nothing on their own. The Trevor Noahs, Bill Maher, and you've got Stephen Colbert, absolute garbage, and what the content that they're producing from home as absolute garbage. These people are talentless puppet hacks, absolutely crap. These wankers have no talent whatsoever. All they are puppets with their corporate masters, with their hands stuck up there, with their hands over the controls. Absolutely talentless hacks pushing out the leftist propaganda, and they've been sent home. They're making their little videos showing how talentless and how just showing what wankers they are. I think this whole thing has showed them up for the talentless. It showed them up that they're not needed as well. And celebrities, who needs celebrities? Celebrities right now. No. Does anyone care about celebrities right now? What I care about right now are truck drivers. Okay, I care about nurses. I care about doctors. I care about the people working in the local food store. I care about the people who provide like essential services. The people who work in businesses that keep our economies moving. That, as I said, like truck drivers, farmers and truck drivers. Man, these people are the new celebrities, and we've got celebrities right now having such a hard time because they know they're completely irrelevant. And so, in a way, this whole thing it showed up some aspects. I think someone pointed out the beanie. Yeah, thanks, mate. We got. Sorry. I really just wanted to just get totally into chat, not go off on tangents. Nathan, they talk so much crap about the YouTubers over the years, and now they're in the same boat. Becca, 100%. I mean, they were mocking YouTubers, like Mark Dice and what have you. They would mock them. Mark Dice, I love this guy. He's like one guy operation. He said he makes videos in his kitchen. I don't know if it's in his kitchen or in his office, but I love the thought on his laptop in his kitchen. He's getting more views than these wankers in the corporate, like mainstream media. And that is why they come against. That is why they've come so hard down on YouTubers who are very successful YouTubers. Really didn't matter so much if you're on the left or more if you're on the right. But the fact is, people on YouTube were getting more views. People on YouTube were getting more views than the corporate studios, spending millions of dollars, having 50 sort of staff over there, and someone from their kitchen on the laptop, maybe with a green screen in the background, is getting more views than these wankers in these big corporate mainstream studios. That is really why they crack down on YouTubers, and why YouTube is redirecting most of their traffic to corporate. YouTube is directing so much traffic to Fox, CNN. If you're on the right, you will see Fox News on YouTube. Fox News is being propped up on YouTube as well. I mean, I'm not a pro Fox News guy or an anti Fox News guy. I like Tucker Carlson on Fox News. But, they are being propped up because they are establishment. They are the establishment. You can't have one guy in a home office with hundreds of thousands of subscribers getting millions of views per day, showing up these corporate giants for the total farces that they are. They're not going to stand for that. That is a lot of the reason for the suppression, for the censorship of YouTube channels. It is all about the money. It's not so much about the ideology. It's all about the money. They want to squash independent creators because independent creators were doing better on YouTube than these big corporate giants. So they've taken away all the traffic that would organically go to these independent creators, because when people come on YouTube, they do not want to see Stephen Wanker Colbert. They do not want to see that Trevor Noah. They do not want to see that little wanker Trevor Noah. They do not want to see Bill Maher. They want to see independent content creators. Now, if you're on the left, you're on the right of politics, they want to go to people on the left who have independent content creators on the left, and those people are being hard hit by censorship as well. Oh, except for the Young Turks. No, the Young Turks gets a free pass because they basically have Susan from YouTube just sitting on their lap. Okay, so they get a free pass, but a lot of the YouTubers on the left also get hit, and a lot of the YouTubers on the right getting hit as well. Bruce Jenner is not a woman. Thanks, mate. I just saw that chat before it went through. Good to see you back in the stream there as well, mate. Yeah, so a lot of the censorship on YouTube is all about the corporate media being jealous, all about the corporate media kind of striking back, corporate media not being able to compete on a financial with one guy. I mean, I can make content for nothing. It costs me $0 to make a video. I can produce a video, and you know, like our videos don't get like tens of thousands of views like they did because of all this, because of all the censorship that's happening, because we're not going out there in the algorithm anymore. But imagine like a one guy for $0 can make a video that gets hundreds of thousands of views. I mean, that is not going to sit well with the corporate elites, corporate elites who cost millions of dollars per month to produce their channels. They cannot compete with that one guy who could possibly make videos that get hundreds of thousands or even millions of views. So that is the main reason for censorship on YouTube. Censorship on YouTube is mainly about money, propping up establishment channels because they can't compete with the likes of Mark Dice. They can't compete with the likes of Salty Cracker. They can't compete with even Alex Jones. Alex Jones, you know, he's got a big crew. He runs a fair budget there as well. But it's those people. What I love about YouTube is that channel or that guy that's solo. He's just got it. It costs him $0. He gets some cameras and some, you know, his lights and what have you, and he goes. I mean, I love that about YouTube. I don't go to YouTube to watch the mainstream media. I go to YouTube to watch the independent content creators. Yeah. So I didn't really mean to get off on a rant there. I mean, I could rant about YouTube for hours. I mean, I could literally. YouTube is such a frustrating and I wouldn't say a depressing platform, but the algorithm, I mean, the engagement we get in our videos. Just say I make a video, and let's say it gets 10,000 views, maybe 2,000 likes, 900 comments. The engagement numbers there are insane. Okay, those engagement numbers there, YouTube should push that video out very wide. It should promote that video, but they're not promoting that video. They're saying, you stay within your little confines. I mean, before this channel was being suppressed, I mean, average views was like 28,000 or something like that per video when you kind of averaged it all out. And you could see that when the engagement kicked in on a video, that YouTube said, hey, people like this video, we will keep pushing this video out. And you see in the algorithm that it just keeps climbing. And then you see sometimes when it's just climbing on the graph and then it just drops. You could see that was the point that YouTube said, we've turned this video off, because they don't want content like this going out. They don't want independent creators to be successful on their platform anymore. What they want to do is prop up the Fox Newses. They want to prop up all the CNNs, the MSNBC. They want to prop up the establishment media on this channel. And that's what really pisses me off about YouTube. YouTube is such... If they would just leave it alone, if they would just stop messing with the algorithm, if they would just cut the censorship out, they would have a product. They would have a product that is just incredibly awesome, that people want to use, and yet they hurt their own business to prop up corporate media, and then they're probably getting paybacks. They're probably getting, Fox News is probably paying millions of dollars a month to YouTube they're probably making money back out on the other side there. Fox News is more like fixed. I'm not a big Fox News guy. I do like Tucker Carlson, but if I'm listening to like videos, and the next video in the queue will always be a Fox News video. I mean, I don't really want that. I want independent content creators. You know, I don't mind listening to guys like Tim Pool. He's got a few other people working with him. He's like, Tim Pool for me is the model. He's like one guy. He's got in a little studio. He's doing his thing. He doesn't answer to this company or that company. As like I said, I don't agree 100% with Tim Pool on everything. But he's doing his thing. That to me is the model, and they would come after. I don't think they're censoring Tim Pool as much as what Tim Pool says they're censoring Tim Pool. I think he gets a pretty clean ride through YouTube. His views are pretty good. So I think that I don't think they're censoring him because he's kind of like that middle of the road kind of guy. I may be a little bit far to the right of Tim Pool, and as far as like YouTube probably looks at my channel. YouTube probably looks at this channel and says, "Oh, well, we're not going to be able to promote this guy in the algorithm." There's oh my gosh, guys, thanks for the super chats. Thank you so much, Michael Hensley, for the super chat. That's right, I forgot we actually had super chats. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. That is really humbling. Zoya Rab, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work, mate. Yeah, definitely trying. Come Monday, we will get right back into the. Definitely want to do more live streams. Want to do more. The left is, as I said before, you would think that in this time of pandemic, in this time of crisis, that people would come together, that there would be a coming together of the but it just hasn't happened. The left's just continually going on. Sorry, get back in the comments. Batgoat, Tim Pool is huge right now. He ain't getting censored. Yeah, I don't think he's getting censored. The Tim complains about being censored. He's always saying he's being censored, but I don't think he's being censored. I think that Tim is getting pretty much a clean run through in YouTube right now. And a lot of the channels on the right, they no longer appear in my feed. I think, where did that channel go? And if that channel drops out of your feed, it's amazing how quickly you can kind of forget. So I kind of had to go find the channels that I was watching because YouTube removed them. I'm still subscribed to them, but YouTube removed them. So and I had to go but YouTube took them out of my recommended feed. The recommended feed on YouTube is huge. It's all where it's at, and it's where a channel grows. It's where a channel can grow. It reaches new people. See, the growth on this channel, it's stalled because YouTube doesn't push the videos out. It doesn't promote the videos to a new audience as it should, as it would. If YouTube took off the censorship, if they took off the brakes, we would be 2, 3, 4 times bigger right now. Salty's channel would be 2 or 3, 4 times bigger. They would be in the hundreds of thousands. Even amazing right now, Salty's channel, Salty Cracker. Salty Cracker, what are they sitting on? 85,000 subs. Absolutely incredible. And that's with being receiving strikes, and that's with all the censorship going on, and they are still able to grow to that. I'm in awe. Of Mr. and Mrs. Salty. I really am in awe. Their work ethic. I am absolutely in awe of those guys. I watch all their videos too. Is that Hillary peeking behind the curtain? Yeah, I hope not, mate. I'll definitely be getting into definitely be keeping up with the MJ. Alex Jones is the greatest. Yeah, I wouldn't say. I'd say he's great. I'd say he's good. I like Alex Jones. I like his work ethic. I like that he's a man with a. Sorry, I like that he is a man with a mission. He gets up every day and he knows what his life's all about. He's not looking for direction in his life. He is a man with a mission. He probably he opened my eyes. Alex opened my eyes to a lot of things. I was like one of these guys who was like, oh yeah, the government's good. They will look after you. I was one of those guys probably 10 years ago. And then I started listening to Alex Jones. And he really opened my eyes to a lot of what's going on about there. I love his podcast. I had his iPhone app. And I would listen to if I was driving in the car somewhere, say going to a wherever. I love the talkback radio. I love the talk. I love the talkback, and it is. I love the when people ring in, and I would love to do. I would love to do talkback if I could figure out how to do talkback over like Skype. I would love to do talkback streams where people can call in and we talk and we just take callers. If we take callers, yeah. If anyone really knows how to set that up, I would really love to set that up because I love that. So I listen to a lot of Alex Jones, not always agreeing with everything he's saying, but finding myself agreeing more than disagreeing. I think, yeah. So I think that, yeah, a lot of people, Alex Jones is controlled opposition. I get all that angle. I'm not sort of one of these persons that has to agree with someone 100% to like take in what they're saying. But yeah, I think Alex I think he's set the way. I think he was the model. I think he was like one guy, you can set up a channel. And Alex, now I set up Meme the Left because of what they did to Alex Jones. When they came out and they banned Alex Jones in that one day. I think he lost access. It was like 10 platforms on one day. It was a coordinated attack. And pretty much the only place that kept Alex going was I think it was Twitter. Twitter still had Alex Jones on their platform. They held out for like a month or two. They held out there. But when they banned Alex, when they mass banned Alex, I'm like, holy balls, man! This is actually this everything that Alex was saying. That eventually they're going to ban him off all social media. I thought. A little bit of hyper, but maybe he's being a little bit over the top there. But no, man, he was spot on. When they banned him that one day, I created this channel. I think it was in August 2008, 18 or 18. I think it was August 2018. I created the channel, and the first video went up in January 2019. But that was the day, and Alex was always saying, build a YouTube channel, do something, get out there. One person can make a difference. And we have got all the patriots out there, high impact flicks. I love that guy. He's just so authentic as well. Every single person can be an activist on YouTube. Get out there, build your channel. Now, YouTube is hard. It's hard to get a start. It's hard to get the ball rolling. You just keep putting content out there. You get a few people coming in and watching, and eventually it starts to snowball a little bit. And then eventually, after 3 months, when you build an audience, YouTube comes in and shuts you down. But there's still a platform here for us on the right. YouTube is still a platform. And and Alex Jones, I will say this right now, Alex Jones is the reason for Meme the Left. Alex Jones is the reason for, I wouldn't say obviously not all of my politics, because that's a really kind of a complicated thing. But he is the reason for some of my political leanings, some of my politics. It's because of Alex Jones, but it's more so Alex Jones' attitude. He's out there. One person can make a difference. One person can build something. One person can fight back. One person can make a difference. That, to me, is the lesson of Alex Jones, more than about his actual policies. It's about one person can make a difference. So yeah, I love that. I love that Alex probably frightened the establishment, frightened them enough that he got so successful proving that one person can stand up and make a difference that they had to shut him down. And it's in like that, well, if you shut me down, I will become more powerful than I ever. Alex Jones, he's well, obviously he doesn't get as much traffic on social media anymore, but he's still doing well. He's still really doing well. So yeah, what Alfred, a meme plus salt right equals. Absolutely, mate. Yoko Ono sings at the art gallery. Alex Jones is a huge influence for Salty too. Oh yeah, I miss Salty. I definitely, I think I remember in a live stream, Salty was saying that, Alex was, Alex influenced Salty as well. Alex has influenced, I think he's influenced millions of people. His influence on this culture is, a lot of people try to downplay Alex's influence, but his influence on the culture, his huge, his fingerprint or his footprint, his fingerprint on our culture is enormous. It is, I know, and everyone on the left has tried to call him some kooky conspiracy guy, but he's still there. The crap they have thrown at him, and he's still there. Now, don't get me wrong, Alex is maybe a little bit of his own worst enemy in some ways as well. Not a perfect guy, deeply flawed. I mean, we're all deeply flawed. We're all screwed up. We're all stuffed up. Alex has got his issues as well, and some ways doesn't help himself. But for me, he's the model. For me, he is the role model. He is the one person can make a difference. Your one voice. If you're listening to this right now, you can become an Alex Jones, but not. You can not become Alex Jones, but you can become someone like Alex. You can make a difference. Your voice matters. You can build an activist organization. You can fight the left. Alex was the model, and this is what scared the globalists. This is what scared the elites. This is what scared the corporate media, is that one person can make a difference. Alex was that person who showed that one person can make a difference, and that is why they have hit him so hard. So definitely, Toe Rogan made Alex Jones giving him pot. Yeah, that podcast with that video with Joe Rogan. That was a strange video, man. That was a strange video. Michael Hensley, what are you doing, man? Thank you so much. I really enjoy your live streams. Keep up the righteous rants, brother. Michael, thank you so much. That is very, very generous. Please keep your money, man. That is very, very, very humbling. I'm very humbled by that. Richard Madcow, all these leftist propagandists, all out there in their big studios. You got the Rachel Maddow. Totally, I could rant for hours on this insane. Is this an actor? Is Rachel Maddow an actor? Is she? Obviously, she's rolling off a script. Could she become? Is she any more wrong? Any more derailed? Any more demented? On about 3 years about Orange Man Bad, 3 years about Russia, and it was all a hoax. And then they cotton onto the Ukraine impeachment. Well, that turns wrong as well. Yeah, I really don't understand. I can't understand the left right now. They're just completely off the rails. They're totally derailed. I don't understand how they're even fighting Donald Trump right now. Everything they throw at Trump, they just keep losing. It's just losing after lose. Sorry, I got some coffee, but they're just losing, and they're just consistently losing. Their strategy is all wrong. The left strategy is all wrong about Trump. This is just it's insane. Rachel Maddow with Stephen Colbert in drag. And every night, they come out on these talk shows, and all their monologue is always anti-Trump. Trump this, Trump that. It's just, and even so, Trump is still winning. Trump is still winning when everything they're throwing at Trump, and they're still winning. And in a time when there's a pandemic, in a time when when countries should be coming together, they are still going after Trump. Adam Schiff wants to set up some kind of an investigation into the Trump's handling of the coronavirus. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? This Adam Schiff, this absolute. How does someone like Adam Schiff get into politics? Who votes for people like Adam Schiff? I mean, how does this wanker getting into politics? He wants to investigate Donald Trump's handling of this whole thing. Yet they won't talk about how de Blasio was out there 2 weeks ago saying, "Oh, everyone's okay. Just you go to Subways, go to restaurants." And we got the chief medical officer for New York was saying, "Life as normal. Get onto Subways. You're allowed to do things." And absolutely. And now Nancy Pelosi out there in Chinatown saying, 10 days ago, 10 days ago to get amongst, to go in, to get out there amongst the people in China. She was worried about Trump's travel bans were racist, were xenophobic. She was worried about the racism. She's worried about the identity politics. Identity politics is poison. The identity politics will kill you. The left is the virus. Identity politics is a virus. It will kill. And why does New York have such a massive amount of coronavirus? It's because you've got these wankers on the left. These politicians were telling everyone, while Trump has shut down the border. Remember, Trump shut down the border 31st of January, and like 2 or 3 weeks later, politicians in New York, leftist politicians in New York, were telling people, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just the flu. Go out there. Ocasio-Cortez, this crazy woman, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, was worried that people were not going to Chinese restaurants anymore. I kid you not. When this whole thing was, when the pandemic was coming through, her biggest worry was that Chinese restaurant people weren't getting business anymore. Yeah, Alexandra, no, people weren't going to any restaurants right then. People were starting to isolate. People weren't going out as much as they could. And this woman, her biggest complaint is that the Chinese restaurant people in New York were complaining that their traffic was down, and they're out there hand signaling. They're out there virtue signaling to these wankers on the left. Oh, everything's okay. It's Orange Man bad. Coronavirus equals good. If Trump says coronavirus is bad, then coronavirus is good. So yeah, get out there. These people are dangerous. The left is dangerous. The left is the virus. The left is the real virus for society. The left want to shut down society and destroy society. Vote left. Vote for these wankers on the left. They will do exactly that. They will shut down society. They will. If you want socialism, you want breadlines, you want poverty, you want crap in the streets. Vote left. These people. This is what they do. I think it's absolutely insane. Adam Schiff going after Donald Trump, trying to use Trump's handling of this virus as an attack vector is absolutely insane. 100% insane. Trump should right now. I mean, this is a crazy. Lock up these leftist politicians, please. No, I'm only joking about that. Coming out with these, launching an investigation into Donald Trump in the middle of this inquiry, in the middle of this pandemic, that is absolutely insane. I don't think anyone who thinks that's a good idea. Adam Schiff, lock this guy up, put him in a prison cell somewhere. I can't believe, these people are enemy of the state, enemy of the people, not working for the people, working against the people, working what's not in the people's best interest, more wanting to virtue signal to China, more wanting to virtue signal to the Chinese people in their community rather than what the health of the overall community. And don't get me started about China. China, absolute asshole. China is asshole. That might shut this stream down. Just me using that word, that might shut the stream down. I don't care. China is absolute. China is I don't say the Chinese people. I love the Chinese people, but the Chinese government. The Chinese government is asshole. They lied about this virus. They lied about this pandemic. They let their people from the Wuhan province travel all over the world. China exported this virus, and now China is profiting from this virus. I think that China deliberately exported this virus all around the world, and I think they are profiting. I think they have ramped up all their factories. They are profiting from this virus. Something needs to happen. There needs to be like a reconciliation when we get through this. There needs to be some form of accountability. China needs to be made accountable for what they have done here. China really needs to be made accountable for this. And I have to Mr. Kojak, thank you so much for your super chat, sir. And yes, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Yes, she is part of the virus. She is the virus. She coming out saying that people should go to Chinese restaurants during this with this pandemic. How insane is the left right now. And this whole pandemic has really put a brighter spotlight on how insane the left is right now. Trump started calling coronavirus China virus because the Chinese are out there saying that all their propaganda, they're saying that the coronavirus was started by Americans, was started by the US military who came over to China for the military games. They started the virus. It's not our fault. It was the Americans' fault. So Trump hears this, it pisses Donald Trump off, gets his back off. So right from there, and then he starts calling this the China virus. Now this is a troll. Trump is calling it Trump is calling the coronavirus China virus a troll. He knows that the leftist media is going to absolutely lose their mind. So Trump is he's standing up in the corner of the room. He's got a couple of laser pointers. The media are like cats. And Trump's got the laser pointers and he's just running them around the room. The media is just chasing these little dots. When Trump coming out calling it the China virus, he's triggering these leftist wankers in the media. They're all going to get upset that Donald Trump has called, even though 3 or 4 weeks before that, everyone in the media is calling it the Wuhan virus. They're calling it the China coronavirus. Everyone is calling it, they're all using that language. Trump comes along and says China virus, is like, oh my God, this guy's racist. He just called it the China virus. So, Trump highlighting, showing what hypocrites, absolute moronic hypocrites, these wankers on the left really are in the media. And these leftist politicians. Mr. Kodak, thank you so much. Please, no more super chat. That's enough for you, sir. China is asshole. I will say that so many times. China is asshole. And obviously not referring to the people, referring to the government, referring to the communist regime of China. They are 100% asshole. They have exported this virus around the world. They have destroyed worldwide economies and they are exploiting this. They lied. People died and now they're profiting. Now China is ordering all their factories to start building all their medical supplies. They are profiting from the virus that they exported. There has to be a reckoning against China on this issue. There has to be a change. We need to stop buying Chinese made. We need to stop. Could look around my office right now. Half of what I probably see in here is made from China. And we need to start buying local. We need to start buying locally made. We need to stop supporting products that are made in China, even though they are cheaper. We really need, it really needs to start with us. Yeah, China lied, people died. Yes, bat, cat, rat, dog, same. What's the deal with their wet markets in China? Absolutely disgusting. They cook like live animals. They cook them live. Some of the footage I watched, I couldn't watch. I had to, it is absolutely insane. So I think that, we really need to change our buying habits to look at what's made in China and say, no, we need to, made in the USA, made in Australia. We need to start supporting our, I think a lot of the us population, we've bought into the cheap goods. I myself, you look at our iPhones, iPhones made in China, everything made in China. It's or a lot of our manufacturing got shipped over to China. So I think there needs to be a reckoning. I think there needs to be an accountability for China when all this is gone down, because what they have done to the world is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. China lied, people died. They have destroyed the economies of dozens of countries right now. We are going to take years. We are going to take years to recover from what they did in a couple of months. We are going to take years to recover. Yeah. Thanks, Nathan. Thank you so much. We vote with our dollars, feet, and ballots. 100% true. Jazz Rock, buy the real Trump hats from America, not China. That's right. The Trump, I think you go on the Donald Trump website. I think all his caps all the Make America MAGA caps, that hopefully they are all made in America. I do know that there were some people selling MAGA caps that were made in China. I think that's terrible. They have to be made in America. If you're wearing a MAGA cap that's made in China, it has to be made in America. You have to, have to wear a MAGA cap that is made in America. Bruce Jen, I just bought 2 American-made rifles. Yeah, Bruce, I think you live. Do you live in the desert? You live. I think you live off. Almost, I wouldn't say off the grid, but I remember you saying that you do live out in the wilderness or what have you called the desert. So yeah. I bought 2 American rifles. The ASHO initiative will limit the imports from China. Captain Kick-Ass, Nathan Rich. Coronavirus timeline. Buy Australian owned and grown. Noble Savage, absolutely 100%. Yeah, we've definitely got to start changing our buying habits after this. Even if it means maybe spending a little bit more, but I am going to work so hard to not buy anything that's made in China, because China is asshole. Absolutely. Australia grows great cannabis. I wouldn't know about that, mate. Thanks, Liz. Thanks. I didn't want to. I just wanted to hang out. I didn't want to get off onto any tangents or anything. I really just wanted to hang. I really just wanted to just hang out to see how everyone is going in this when in their communities. See how the kind of the lockdown. Is that word lockdown? Is it it has the government in your area said you must lock down. You must stay in your homes. And the laws over here in Australia, just every couple of days they're getting stricter and stricter. Like if you can't be outside with more than like 2 people, and then still encouraging you to go outside and get some exercise. It is crazy how much of we're kind of realizing that we do live under states that can become authoritarian, and a lot of it they are becoming, even in Australia. There's some quite. If you said 6 months ago there would be like laws that we have now about not being able to assemble, not being able to meet. I would say you're absolutely crazy, but that's what we've got right now because of this pandemic. We've got. Obviously you can't go to pubs, you can't go to restaurants. Everything is non-essential. Everything that's not essential is shut down. You've got service stations that are still open. You've got food places, essential businesses that are still open, like mechanics. A lot of that sort of is still open, but most of everything is shut. All the coffee shops in Australia, are pretty much all closed. Pubs all closed, clubs all closed, everything closed. You can't. I think the new law that they brought out yesterday is that you can't have more than 2 people with you or something like that if you're outdoors, or 2 people not from your own house. It all gets very confusing. Noble Savage, thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Very much. Where are you from? Are you Australian? Are you where are you from? Paul, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the super chat too, sir. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, Bruce is saying, buy ammo while you still can. I think there was I remember seeing a news story. I think it was like Los Angeles somewhere. There was people trying to buy guns. A lot of them were kind of on the left of politics as well. Why would these leftists be trying to buy guns all of a sudden? Is all of a sudden, guns are guns all of a sudden good? Oh, I thought that guns were bad. Why would they be? Why are they trying to buy guns all of a sudden? Because, as I said before, society, it's very, the pillars that hold up the civility of society, they're very weak. They're very weak, and one of them collapses, they all collapse, society collapses in on itself, and it's like pretty much every man for itself. People will kill for food. So that's a very good reason. John Cleese came out and he was mocking Americans for wanting to buy guns in this time of a virus. does he not understand how frail society is, and we will probably need guns to defend ourselves when the proverbial shit hits the fan, and people were trying to break into your home to steal your food because they've run out of food. There's nowhere else to buy food, and so they will come after your food. That's why you see the people who are real preppers. You will never know that they're a real prepper. They will never tell anyone that they are prepped, or they have food supplies. They have cache of food buried in this location. They will never say that. They will keep that very quiet. Well, it's funny that the people who go on these prepping shows, the reality shows, they're kind of like telling everyone, "Hey, I have all this stuff," and then when it all hits the fan, come to me because I've got all this stuff. MJ, get back to work, Australia. It's a scam. Yeah, I mean that's a rabbit hole. That's definitely a big rabbit hole to go down. You could talk about how governments are definitely are they exploiting this issue? Take away our rights, and when we come out the other side of this issue, will we find out that the rules that were brought in during the issue, will we find that most of them kind of stay there in certain ways? They're kind of like, will we lose rights on the other side of this issue? That's a big issue, and that's something I'm worried about as well. It's how quickly society surrendered its rights as well. How quickly we acquiesced. How quickly we acquiesced as a society, and for the good of the society. When the virus started spreading in, we just basically, the society in general, just kind of acquiesced. And so that kind of worries me a little bit. And it even worries me how I kind of acquiesced as well. But see, I don't want to give away too much. I work for a large corporation. Their messaging on this issue, they were treating this issue really, really, really seriously. So I didn't even race nationals. I didn't race nationals because I didn't want to be amongst. I started quarantining. I started isolating way before the media started telling everyone to do it, because I didn't want to catch this. I was seeing the messaging coming out from HR departments, from large corporations. They were taking it seriously. They were taking it seriously for the people, their employees. I was sort of going on what the information that they were giving me about this. It was something to be taken very seriously. So I missed nationals. My major event that I race for, that I train for all year, going after the championship, the Australian Championship in track cycling. I missed that because I thought it was too risky. I thought it was too risky to be racing in a big group of riders, sweat and whatever in the air. And and then it just happened to be like the week after that, the government started shutting everything down, started shutting down mass events. So in a way, I found myself, I was a little bit maybe ahead of what I thought was a very real and perceived threat. So I really just wanted to get through the chats here. Batgoat, what do we got? Michael, one of my bullets, all of your supplies. Sheeple rolled over real quick. Noble Savage, it's true. It's so true. The general population. I mean, was this a beta? Was this like a beta test? Or you call it a beta test? Was this a beta test at how fast civilization, how fast societies would roll over, how fast they would acquiesce to the authoritarian? I haven't heard what Alex. I haven't heard Alex or any of those people in that spectrum of politics. I wondered what their take on this issue is, and they're probably pointing out how fast that society rolled over, how fast that society acquiesced to the authoritarians, and they do have a point. They do have a point in a way. The couple on my street, car guy, three couples on my street are filed for divorce due to too much togetherness. It's true. Funny thing right now is a lot of the parents having to homeschool their children over here in Australia. And they're like, you're seeing a lot of these things on Facebook, or apologizing to teachers. What a great job. How did you put up with my brat kid? How did you put up with my kid? Yeah, I think that's all the homeschooling that's going on right now. And so, as I said before, nothing much in through this whole thing has changed for me. As a guy, I prefer to be isolated. I don't like groups. I don't like going to parties. I don't like socializing. I am not that I can't do it. It's just that I don't like it. I would much rather I'm an isolated kind of, I like being isolated. I like being quarantined. I like the isolation. I got a fantastic home office here. I work from here. I do my YouTubing from here. I do my Swift racing from here. Nothing has changed for me, but and I do miss. I try to just obviously I'm not doing a lot of riding, in groups, because you can't ride in groups out here. You can't as a cyclist. We would mate for 2 or 3 regular rides per week, and there were maybe 20 or 30 people in these rides. They're fantastic, like, social events. They're really good social events, and cycling got me out. It got me social again, because before I got into like cycling, I was like 135 kilos, big guy, lost like 35 kilos, lost 40 kilos, got into cycling, got into racing. And then when you're cycling, you're out there with your mates and you're talking and you're getting sun and you're getting exercise. And then you go to the coffee shop. There's usually the coffee shop after the ride, and you're all chatting away there for like 20 minutes. So for me, the cycling was a great way to socialize and to get out there and socialize. Now, in a way, all that's kind of been taken away, and I've kind of gone back to the comfort of being a little bit of an isolationist, being someone who doesn't really like being in crowds. And it's kind of like worries me a little bit of how comfortable I am in this place right now of quarantine or of being isolated. That worries me. That worries me a little bit. Noble Savage, you hate Isaac. Hey, I've watched a couple of Isaac Butterfields. I think he did a video when he was going on about cyclists or something. I thought it was funny. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things there about cyclists that that are kind of true. Yeah, I am uncomfortable at how natural this feels for me, being in isolation. Heck, I could be shipwrecked on a deserted island. I would be probably pretty happy. I would be happy on a deserted island. I mean, Tom Hanks on Castaway, being on a deserted island somewhere, I think that sounds nice. In some ways, that sounds nice. Oh, don't touch your face. Don't touch your face, Rob. In some ways, that sounds nice. I would. I like that. I like that. Being isolated. In a way, this it feels bad that I like this. So that's what I'm trying to say. It feels bad that I really like this kind of like isolating, about being quarantined, about having no people turning up at our door, visiting and kind of interrupting. I kind of enjoy. I enjoy being isolated. Which that to me is something that I feel guilty that I enjoy it, but I do enjoy being isolated. I enjoy being by myself. I'm not a big people in groups kind of guy. Even even live streams kind of like get my social anxiety up a little bit as well. What do we got? Parents will learn that teachers have been teaching their kids. Teachers have been hanging and Hang and AZ. Parents will learn what teachers have been teaching their kids. That's right. You know, public school system right now, basically just an indoctrination, indoctrinating kids into the the LGBT and the all the trans issues and everything. Just indoctrination camps. I am a rock. I am an island. Bikes are racist. AOC. What do we got? Archangel. Sorry, I should have had some water here. Sorry, my throat's got a. I've been talking way too much. AOC on a tricycle, I see. I'm a rock, I'm an island. Archangel, Noble Savage, had a smoke alarm technician come to my house with masks and gloves. Well, that's right. It's really funny. Because I'm a racer. I love racing bikes. Racing and Zwift racing has really taken over because it's the only racing. Now, Zwift is when you are racing online against other people around the world. It's very, very, very competitive. You put your bike on a trainer, you get it in front of the computer, you fire up and you join races. It is amazingly tough. It is tough racing. Now, Zwift is the only racing that we can do right now. It's the only racing that we can do. All our racing is shut down. You can't race anywhere else. So all the pros are racing on Zwift right now. So my club wanted to do a news story. They wanted to they knew that I was a mad keen Zwifter. They wanted to do a news story on the Zwifting, saying how that people can't race bikes outside, so they're racing bikes online. And they wanted to send like a camera crew over to my house, and they wanted to I'm like, hell no, I'm not having 5 people walk into my house shooting a video in my office. I mean, that's so invasive to begin with, but doing it, in amongst this whole the coronavirus thing was absolutely insane. So there was no way I was going to have a whole bunch of strangers come into my house to shoot this news story. So, I was just not going to do that, mate. MJ, you're just as good as Austere Williams, comedian, YouTube Live. Yeah, I don't know who Austere Williams is. Prince Charles has the Chinese flu, apparently. Never went to hospital, sent home with a mild cough. All these celebrities coming out saying, oh, I've got the coronavirus, and they're all complaining about how they're isolating, isolating in their $16 million Hollywood mansions, and and what that stupid song that they all sang, that John Lennon song, Imagine, they're talking about imagine no possessions. What is it? Imagine no possessions. Amongst the time when people are losing their jobs, when people are wondering where their next meal is going to come from, wondering how they're going to pay the rent, and all these wanker celebrities thought it was a really great idea. Hey guys, let's get together and let's sing a socialist hymn. That's what we're going to do. We're going to sing, and we're going to sing about imagine no possessions while we're living in our $24 million mansions, and while you probably not going to have a job in a couple of weeks' time. You're probably not going to know how you're going to pay the rent, where that next meal is going to come from. But don't worry, us celebrities are here. We're going to sing Imagine No Possessions. It's easy if you try. Well, I think unfortunately, a lot of people are this is going to be a reality. I mean, there's absolutely insane. Which one of these celebrity wankers thought this song would be a great idea? A socialist hymn. John Lennon's hymn to socialism, him bowing down at the socialist kind of altar there. How did they think this was a great idea at a time when people are unsure. When people are unsure where their next meal could come from, how they're going to pay the rent next month, how they're going to put petrol in the car. I mean, and these wanker celebrities come out with this crap song. You know, I would love to imagine no celebrities, it's easy if you can. None of these leftist wankers. I mean, this is like, why did they think this was a good idea? And they got destroyed for it. I mean, it was really great how the reaction from the general public just told all these leftist wankers, go screw yourselves. You know, from your mansions, you want to talk about imagine no possessions. Well, how about you? How about you go sell your beach house, go sell your house in the Hollywood Hills, sell all your cars, sell all your possessions, and then come in here lecturing, and then come in here singing that John Lennon, the wanker Lennon song that hymned socialism. You come in here and you sing that absolute bullshit, and that when you do all that, you come in. I couldn't believe the disconnect from these wankers. I couldn't believe this level of disconnect could be possible. And they all got they mess their hair up and everything. They do it as like low tech as possible. Oh, do it so you're relatable to the people. You know, don't make sure there's no polished. Don't use good lighting or anything, because you're one of the people. You're one of the people. No, they're not one of us. Okay, they are not one of us. Shielded away in their gated communities, screaming, calling for open borders. These people are the enemies of society. That's why I go hard against these leftist celebrities, because they are enemies of the people. They are working against the best interests of the people. The Alyssa Milanos, all these leftist celebrities, they are not working in what is the best interests of the people. They are working against the people. They are enemies of the state. They are enemies of the people. We need to identify them as enemies of the people. They will destroy society. They will take away everything that is good. They are not working in what is the best interest of the people. And what's Madonna doing? So I think it's Madonna hates that we have equal now due to the virus. Someone said Madonna in the bathtub. Oh my God! She's in here. She's singing a song in her bathroom. I mean, the acoustics in that bathroom was horrible. Is that the best she's got to a recording studio? And she something about fish and chips. She got a hairbrush or something. I mean, the Madonna, you know, she used to be cool, like back in the 80s. She was like, she had a couple of pretty good songs. I grew up in the 80s, and Madonna was huge. She was pretty much pop music. But what is she now? And plastic surgery, what has she done? She looked like some kind of a doll. And then you got her in that bath. What's she doing in the bath? I mean, she's in this, obviously tells she's in like a $50 million house. She's got roses and everything in the bath, and talking about how it's sometimes the great equalizer. I mean, the celebrities right now aren't having a good time. They're having a really hard time, because I think the world is seeing them as irrelevant. The world is seeing them as unnecessary. The world is seeing that we don't need celebrities. These celebrities can just go screw off right now. As far as I'm concerned, they serve no purpose. They have no real function. Like in society, they thought they had value in society. I'll tell you, who's got value in society? Who's got value in society? Truck drivers, farmers, doctors, nurses, people who run the essential parts of our society. You know, these are the people that I really look up to. We got Noble Savage. She's 80 years old. Man, she's aged. I mean, I don't know how old. How old is Madonna? She got to be what, 60s? When I was in my teenage years, she was probably in her 20s, her early 20s, and I was in my teens. She's probably like in her she's probably mid 60s. I would say she would be definitely like mid 60s somewhere. Really not having a good time with this corona. Isolated in their mansions, they've got millions of dollars in the bank. They've probably got food stored up for years. They probably have bunkers in there, and they've probably got food stored up for years, and they're not having a good time. And then Trump, even like someone talked about getting back to work. Trump's wanting to reopen the economy. He wants to get things moving back. Pretty risky. That's a risky move. Politically, that's a risky move. But obviously, people need to work because the government can't afford to keep sending out stimulus checks. So that's a tough situation. I have a lot of friends. That they can't work, and they're I work online. The industry that I work in is really we're very busy right now. We are really don't touch your face, Rob. we're really busy right now. We sort of provide an essential service in a lot of ways, but a lot of people are nervous. They're losing their jobs. They're getting laid off. They're not sure where next month's rent is going to come from. Trump really needs to balance this out with managing the virus. Really needs to people need to get back to work. The economy needs to really open back up. So it's easy to criticize. I think it's easy to criticize. It's easy to criticize Trump for wanting to do that, but that is what's in the nation's best interest. But you have to do it with, obviously managing this virus, managing this pandemic. If this pandemic is really all the media has hyped it up to be, if it lives up to what they say, it's very well true that everything that they're saying about this virus. I don't really want to go down kind of that rabbit hole, because I see a lot of people are kind of, even in my kind of like even on my like personal Facebook, a lot of people are going down the rabbit hole. Oh, the media is overhyping this issue. The media they're making it out to be more of an issue so they can take away all your civil rights. And I really get that. I really get that side of things. I haven't gone down. I haven't gone down that kind of rabbit hole. I really haven't gone down that rabbit hole. When everything started like shutting down, quarantining or isolating, I kind of really just sort of focused on my family. We got everything prepared. We stopped doing things that we were doing. We made sure we had good provisions. We made sure we had a lot of supplies. And just sort of like focused. I just focused on my family. In a way, that's when I kind of started a little break from making videos, and when I was focusing on this household, making sure that we were right here. Was Beryl saying this lockdown is easy? I did 10 stretch in scrubs. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, kudos. If there's anyone, watching this stream, if you're a nurse or if you're a doctor, I have friends who are nurses and they're working in the hospitals right now, and the stuff that they're sharing. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. These people are absolutely heroes. Working in the hospitals, working amongst the sick. Working amongst the sick, and it's how do they do it? I mean, I'm nicely isolated in my home. We got a nice house, a big house, isolated here. Everything is going on, but they have to go to the hospitals every day, and the hospital would be the last place I would want to go. That is where if this pandemic is everything they say it is, if this pandemic is as bad as what they say it is, that is where the epicenter of this pandemic is, where all the sick people are joined. So it's kudos. Take my hat off to all these people working in the hospitals right now. Probably like putting their lives on the line to save others. I mean, they're the nurses right now and the doctors right now. I see them as the firemen running into burning buildings. These people are working. These people are working in the hospitals. I see. Hawken popped over to my local hospital today. Nothing going on. Well, that's right. I went to. There's not a lot of in my town. There's not a lot of cases of coronavirus. There's the hospitals are not like it's not like a war zone. A lot of the media, they're trying to call hospitals the war zone. They're calling it the war zone, and that's this kind of language that they're using, that hospitals are the war zone. They're using footage from Italian hospitals showing corridors filled with dozens and dozens and dozens of people spilling out into the corridors, not having enough beds, and it is bad. I'm not downplaying the effects of this virus, but I went up, drove past my local hospital the other day. I didn't get out, I didn't go inside or anything, and there's virtually like car park is pretty normal. It wasn't overflowed, there wasn't people out the door. I kind of drove past, looked you could see the waiting room. It was pretty normal stuff. It was like people in there, just the waiting room of a hospital in my town. Yeah, there might be it might be half full at any given time. I drove past and had a look in. It was half full, and yeah. So I didn't really want to go down the rabbit hole of the media are hyping this up, and the government is going to. Obviously, a lot of our rights are being removed right now. It is happening. You can't deny that the government are removing rights. They're saying it's in your own best interest to stay in. And there's a part, as I said before, there's part of me that is really, really, really worried that how quickly society acquiesced to all of this. Jaja, thank you so much for the super chat. Negativity is more contagious than any virus. Don't let the wankers who can't handle the stress drag you down, mates. So true. I've always always an optimistic, upbeat kind of guy. I'm not a negative kind of guy. I'm like glass half full kind of a guy. So yeah, and in a way, it was really good not to be disconnecting from politics a little bit, just so I could focus on things around here. That was good in a way, because when you're looking at politics for hours and hours and hours a day, it's like staring into a dark abyss, and I think it has an effect on your mental well-being. All the nurses are scheduled for double shifts, though. Nancy Pelosi is a rotten dog's act. I thought the Hillary Clinton, I would have given her like the worst person in the world award. I tell you, Nancy Pelosi has got to be a very close second to Hillary Clinton. She's trying to rewrite history. She is enemy of the people, enemy of the state. What an absolute dirty, rotten dog. What a dirty, rotten dog Nancy Pelosi is. There's nothing good about Nancy Pelosi. Just like Hillary Clinton, there's nothing redeeming. She does not have any good characteristics, any good qualities. Everything that she does works against the people. Everything that she does works for their vested interest, like their interest. They want to open up the borders. They want to flood. They want to bring illegals in. They want to put illegals on the voter rolls. That's not good for any country. Countries have borders. Borders need to be respected. I'm a big borders guy. That is like 60% of my politics is border. Respect the border. Okay, border protection. We let people into our country that we want to let into our country. If you come in my country, you come in legally. You knock on the door. And you say, "Come in," and we will invite you in. Illegal immigration, I cannot stand. This is one of those issues that I align with Trump with. Like 60%, I'm in the Trump camp because he loves the border. He wants to protect the border. He wants to rebuild the Mexico-American border. I think that is an absolutely cracking idea. In Australia, we have oceans around us. It's not such a big deal. It's not such a big deal that our border is kind of protected by oceans. But, if we lived up against other countries, if I was the president of my country, I would have a massive border around my country. That border would be manned. It would be patrolled by the military. Okay, I would have that border. I would have most of the military on border patrol, patrolling the border. That is the main reason for government, is like defense of the nation. I mean, these are all these European countries that just opened up their borders there. Everyone just flood in, let all these immigrants from third world, Muslim countries just flood in. Let them come in. Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be all good. Nothing bad will happen. You have countries like Hungary who have said no, we've got a border. That border is to be respected. I'm a huge border guy. And I would probably vote for Trump on that one issue alone, on the border issue. Even if I disagree with him, every single other policy he had, I would vote for him based on the border, because the left hates the borders. They want to bring the illegals in. They want to flood the labor markets. They want to bring them in. They want to put them on voter rolls. They want to give them, voting rights. What insane world are we living in when illegal citizens get to vote in that country that they are living in when they're not even a citizen? I find that to be the highest level of insanity, is that illegal citizens or illegal aliens being given voting rights in that country. If I was the president, every single person who is an illegal citizen, you get out. You're not welcome. I take a country like my home. My home is like a country. Okay, if you want to come into my home, you can knock on my door and I say, yes, you can come in, we'll have a beer. And if you break into my house and then you try to raid my fridge, I'm not going to put up with that, okay? We shouldn't tolerate people breaking into our countries. To me, this is this insanity, absolute insanity. People breaking into our countries, we shouldn't tolerate. Zero tolerance. If you're found and you're here illegal, get out, and you do not come back. The borders need to be strong. We need to strengthen borders. Without a border, you do not have a country. No border, no country. Yeah. So I didn't really want to get off there on a rant. Noble Savage. Yeah, mate. I mean, yeah. What could go wrong when they importing all these people from third world countries, and they're predominantly Muslim? They do not share the values of the countries that they are coming into. Yeah, what can go wrong? I mean, what can go wrong? Nothing can go wrong. Merkel letting refugees into Germany while this virus is around. She is mad, 100%. I mean, I think she got the coronavirus as well. Good. I hope it finishes her. She is enemy of the people as well. It would be karma. It would be justice. I mean, that's a terrible thing to say, and I've said it. It would be justice if some of these politicians with their open border, these leaders with their open border policies, let all the diseases into their country, didn't protect their people. If that very disease knock them off, it finished them, that would be justice. That would be what they deserved. Okay, nature giving them what they deserve. They didn't protect their people. The Italian Prime Minister, all the politicians over there, more interested in virtue signaling to the Chinese people. They had some kind of moronic wanker campaign of like hugging some Chinese guy in the street. And this was when Donald Trump shut down the travel. When Trump shut down travel from China, a lot of these countries in Europe that were, oh, no, we're not shutting down travel from China because that would be racist. That would be xenophobic. And they went on. They actually they actually promoted that people embrace the Chinese people. There was the Italian Prime Minister was hugging some Chinese guy in this political stunt, saying it's all good. We can't be xenophobic. We can't shut down the border for Chinese people because that's racist. Well, here we have identity politics killing people. Identity politics kills. Identity politics is the virus. And we have this case with their virtue signaling to the Chinese. They're not closing their borders to Chinese travel. All these Chinese people with the virus came to their country. The country absolutely decimated. These European countries, the death rate right now is just through the absolute roof because they didn't shut down. They didn't shut down travel from China. I wonder if they've shut it down right now. Absolutely insane. And then this wanker, I think it was the Italian Prime Minister or President or Prime Minister, whatever they got over there. He encouraged the feminists to have this massive protest march just as the pandemic was hitting. He was saying I don't think he had the political balls to tell them to stay home. He's virtue signaling out to the feminists saying, yes, go out there, let's do the big feminist, let's do the big fight the patriarchy march. Most of them probably have the coronavirus who are in that march. And I say good. If they are stupid enough to get out there and mass assemble like that in these massive protests when they know this pandemic, is out there, and that they are that dumb to get into these massive big groups, they do not deserve to survive. If you're that dumb and you know what's coming and you put your politics before your survival instinct, where are their survival instinct? That's right. If they are that dumb that they were going to go out there and virtue signal to the Chinese, like Nancy Pelosi, that stupid woman Pelosi, virtue signal to the Chinese, you don't deserve to survive if you put your politics ahead of your survival. I think that's absolutely insane. And then, as I said before, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, when the impact of this pandemic started to hit, what was her big worry? What was the thing she was most worried about? She was most worried about people not going to Chinese restaurants. I kid you not. This stupid woman was most worried about people not visiting Chinese restaurants. That was her big complaint out on Instagram. And she's like, guys, I know this sounds crazy and all. I can't do a Cortez impersonation, but her biggest worry was she was most worried about people not going to Chinese restaurants and people dying, a massive pandemic hitting, and Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, the big brain, or as Salty Cracker would call it, a galaxy brain. I love it how he calls her the galaxy or galaxy brain or whatever he calls her there. She was worried about people not visiting Chinese restaurants. This is the insanity. This is the insanity of the left. As Kung Flu Panda. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's true. Hanging AZ, do Kiwis and Aussies get along? Yeah, we're like cousins. Kiwis and Aussies are like cousins. I mean, a lot of them live over here. I would love to visit New Zealand. I think New Zealand is a really beautiful country. I've got family. I've got relatives in New Zealand. Yeah. Now, we get along really good. But don't get me started on the New Zealand Prime Minister. That stupid woman. The MJ. No deaths in New Zealand yet, but Ayatollah Jacinda. Ayatollah Jacinda. Man, that is cracking. I love that Ayatollah Jacinda. Absolute globalist puppet tool. Jacinda, she's the New Zealand Prime Minister. She's only in power because of one of the parties on the right gave their in the coalition that they formed right then. She's not in power. Her party didn't win enough seats for her party to get into power. So she needed to get support from one of the outer, even parties on the right. They lent their support to Jacinda's party, and she became the Prime Minister because of that. She's not even Prime Minister in her own right. She's Prime Minister because a leader of another party has given the support to her party and formed the coalition. Now, this leader of the other party, I wish I had all the names now. I'm not really up on New Zealand politics, but I can't stand this woman. She's over in Australia complaining, like this is like 3 or 4 weeks ago. This was pre-corona. We'll call it now pre-corona. She's over here having a press conference with our Prime Minister on the lawn of, there was Sydney Harbour Bridge in the background, and she's complaining that we are sending New Zealand criminals back to New Zealand. And absolutely the nerve of this woman to be complaining that it's the Australian government. So if you're a New Zealander and you're living in Australia and you commit a crime in Australia, you're convicted of a crime, you are sent back to New Zealand. It doesn't matter how long you've lived in Australia. It doesn't matter if you don't have any real family in New Zealand. If you are a New Zealand citizen, if you are not an Australian citizen, if you're a New Zealand citizen, you live in Australia, you commit a crime here, you're straight back to New Zealand, and that's the way it should be. And that's absolutely the way it should be. And she is here moaning and bitch. I don't want to use those words. She is moaning and complaining about Australia having this policy. And our Prime Minister is like on the podium next to her, and she's moaning and groaning about this policy that we've got of sending New Zealanders back if they commit crimes in here. That's the nerve. That's the nerve of this woman. That's the nerve of this woman. And then when the shooting happened in New Zealand, the first thing she does is she puts on the hijab, whatever you call it, the Muslim headscarf. She puts on the headscarf, virtue signals out to the Islamic community that lives in New Zealand, virtue signaling out to the whole world. Look how virtuous I'm being. I'm putting on a headscarf. I'm putting on a symbol of oppression. There's women in Iran, Iraq, women in Iran being killed for taking off their headscarves, for giving the big fingers up to the authoritarian, the Muslim authoritarianism there. They are getting killed. They are getting jailed for taking off their headscarves. They're the real feminists. And meanwhile, over here in New Zealand, the Jacinda is wearing the headscarf, virtue signaling, wearing a symbol of oppression. To me, that was insanity. And then the left are like, oh, this woman is so virtuous. The whole left, for some reason, the whole left loves Islam. I don't understand. I do not understand why they love Islam. Islam is everything. Islam stands for everything opposite what the left is supposed to be standing for. Everything opposite. And yet the left has embraced Islam. The left has embraced their ideology. Yet if Islam was to take control of a society and Sharia, they call it Sharia law, but you really just say Sharia because Sharia means like, Islamic law. If Sharia was brought in, the left would be the first people off the buildings. The left would be, everything that the left says that they stand for would be attacked. It would be first. They would be the first on the chopping block. And yet somehow the left embraces Islam. The left embraces Islam. Captain Tom, we want to send our memes. How do we send them? Captain, just go to the Meme the Left Reddit. I think that's reddit.com/meme the left. We have a subreddit there. I should promote it more. I should promote the Meme the Left subreddit more. I should be more active there as well. I really should. I really should. I've really feel like I've let that side of things down. But yeah, if you want to send memes, just go to or search Meme the Left on Reddit, and we've got it should be in like the description of it should be in the description of the videos I make. There'll be like there'll be a link. There'll be a link to the Reddit channel. So if you want to send memes, please post them up there. Because I was getting a lot of people emailing me memes, and that's great. And I thought, because I share them. I see the meme, you share the meme, we have a bit of a laugh. But I'd rather that you shared it to like everyone. So yeah, if you haven't subbed to the or if you're a part of Reddit. Meme the left. We have a Reddit page over there, which I really need to crank up. Really need to promote. Email is really bad for me because the email and the meme the left email is published on the channel. It gets a ton of spam. I kid you not, every day, 30 plus spam companies. Just spamming it, and I don't know if I got on some kind of like list somewhere, but just constantly inundated with companies trying to push their. And I don't really like pushing anything over the channel unless I really believe in it. Yeah, memes, and more memes. Boris the Dodge, definitely we're going to be really focusing more on the memes. I like it when I sort of make videos getting into a news story, and then I kind of like editing memes. I like editing the memes in over the story as well. I mean, those videos kind of take 2 to 3 hours to make. If I do a non-edited video, it's just a straight raw take straight up to YouTube. There's no editing. That's where 98% of my videos were just raw, one take edit, no editing involved, straight up. But lately I've really tried to do a lot more editing, get the memes, get a lot more memes into the news stories as well, because I love the combination of the news stories and the memes. I think that's kind of like if I say like my niche. I think I don't see anyone else kind of doing that. Yeah, so that's kind of where I want to go, and we want to do like a lot more live streams. Yeah, I love the live streams. I love hanging. I love just hanging out. And we've been going like close on 2 hours here. I don't know. It feels like about 10 minutes. It feels like about 10 minutes. It feels like about 10 minutes for me. But yeah, I love memes. Memes for me help me understand. Really helps me to not only really understand politics, but to kind of like see the funny side. I mean, even though we're talking about really serious issues, memes, we can laugh. The right, that's what I love about the right. We are always having a cracking time. And it's the people on the left, I see the left are like these hall monitors running around. They've got little clipboards. Oh, you said a bad word. We're going to give you a, we're going to put a cross against your name there. Oh, you're banned, you're censored. The left are the hall monitors running around. But the right, we are having a cracking fun time. Donald Trump, I think obviously not having a lot of fun right now with the whole coronavirus and everything. It's a very serious, it's a very serious issue. But Trump is, I think he was before Corona, he's having fun. You see the Trump rallies. The Trump rallies are a cracking. I've never been to a Trump rally. I have never, obviously, I would love to go to a Trump rally. But I watch them on live, and Trump has fun. Trump is having fun. The people have fun. It's like a show. Trump is a showman. He knows that he's putting on a show. I mean, you could call his presidency a reality TV. Trump is looking at his ratings, and they call it like poll numbers. Trump looks at it as ratings. Trump's a reality TV guy. The most successful reality TV show was The Apprentice, and Trump was that's his show. And now he's got The President. Now he no longer does the show The Apprentice. He does the show The President. So what we could be seeing right now, this is like a reality TV. Trump understands the rules. The media don't understand the rules. Trump's redefined the game. Trump is the game, okay? Everyone else is just playing. Everyone else is a character, or a supporting character on Trump's reality TV show right now. And that's the way I've kind of looked at his presidency, he views his presidency in the light of like reality TV, in the light of ratings. Are his ratings going up? How are the crowd sizes? He is looking at all these metrics as if he was running if he was a reality. If it was a reality, and it is the ultimate reality. The presidency is the ultimate reality TV that we're kind of seeing right now. Yes, Kevin says, even with this virus situation, Trump is still tricking the leftists into trolling themselves. So true. Democrats, CNN and NBC are getting new orders from China. Absolutely. Yeah, Trump is a genius. Trump 2020. Trump landslide. I really hope so. I would even like put the theory out there that this virus was just an attack on Donald Trump. Absolutely. Would the globalist elite, would the shadowy figures working in the background of world governments, and would they unleash a virus on the world? Would they potentially kill hundreds of thousands or millions of people to attack Donald Trump, to stop Donald Trump being re-elected? Yeah, they would do that. And that, I'm not saying that is the case. I'm putting out a theory. I'm putting out a theory that that the coronavirus was a direct attack on Trump. And more so, it was a direct attack on the American economy. The American economy was Trump's ace card. He had a strong economy moving up into the election with a strong economy. No one was going to get close to Trump as far as the election goes. No one is going to beat Trump. The economy is cooking along, unemployment at its lowest levels, that was like the mantra we were saying. The economy is strong. It's all about the economy, stupid. Unemployment is at its lowest levels. Black unemployment is at its historic lowest levels. Well, coming into the election now, that's been taken away because the economy is decimated. Worldwide economies are decimated. The Australian economy is really, over 1 million people will lose their jobs in Australia, and it will be the same, if not worse, in America. So I will put out the theory that this virus was a deliberate attack against Donald Trump, was a deliberate attack against the American economy, but there have been casualties all over the world. And yes, Tom Wood says, Jar Jar says, we shall overcome. Yes, we shall overcome. I got worried that as the economy started shutting down, what's this going to do what's this going to mean for the re-election of Donald Trump? Well, his numbers are going up. If this was an attack on Donald Trump, it's backfired gloriously. Everything they do to attack Donald Trump backfires gloriously. They went after Trump for the Russia nonsense. They went after Trump for the Ukraine impeachment nonsense. Every time they do it, Trump gets stronger. Every time they do it, Trump raises more money. Trump's more popular now than he's ever been. And, you could say Trump is right now a wartime president. Trump is, fighting the war against this virus. It could be like fighting a war against an alien invasion, and an alien invasion of this planet. Trump is, we are fighting this war right now. And what is the left doing? And what is the left doing while we're having this war? I'm not saying that everyone on the left is like bad, but the people like Nancy Pelosi and the Adam Schiffs and the Alexandra Ocasio-Cortezes, Adam Schiff, he wants to set up an investigation. So he's not helping. He's still trying to attack the president who is trying to help the country. That's what the left is doing. That's what the media is doing. They are trying to attack the president who is trying to attack the country. The media is the enemy of the people. They are not our friend. They're not our friend. And what they were talking about, that they don't want to cover Donald Trump's press conferences anymore because there's too many people tuning in on them, and they're worried that they're getting like misinformation. They're worried that Trump's looking good. They're worried that Trump is looking presidential, and it's a bit of a conundrum for these corporate media companies, they're leftist mouthpieces, because they are getting record ratings. They are getting record ratings, and Donald Trump is looking good. He brings in all the experts. I've watched these press conferences, and they are good. They are very, very informative. And the left is freaking out right now because Trump is presenting himself as a wartime president. Trump is presenting himself as a commander-in-chief. And where is the left right now? Where's Joe Biden? Joe Biden's off somewhere in a basement, and he's making stupid little like YouTube live streams that get 1,500 concurrent viewers or something like that. Hell, Salty Cracker gets nearly what? Yeah, Salty Cracker did a live stream the other day. He had over like 1,300 or 1,400 people on his live stream at one time. And Joe Biden does a live stream, and he gets like what? I think he got 2,000 people on his live stream. The left is completely irrelevant right now. Joe Biden is completely irrelevant right now. I mean, he's in a basement. He's like, does he have? He's just got zero relevance right now. And so the left, the media, the Democrats, the DNC, they see Trump. They see Trump up there on the TV for a long time, and he's acting like a wartime president. He's acting presidential. He's acting strong. He's acting for what's in the best interest of the nation. And where's their guy? Their guy's in a basement somewhere. Their guy's doing YouTube streams that they can't even execute. They can't even pull off a YouTube like stream. These wankers on the left. And yet these media companies are like, oh, should we carry Donald Trump's press briefings, because it might be he's giving out misinformation. No, it's going out live. The problem with these press conferences, and they are live, and they can't edit, they can't twist words. And you see, sometimes they will say, oh, now we're going to leave the press conference. We're going to go over to someone who's going to say something completely irrelevant, something completely nonsensical. But meanwhile, over here, we've left. We're not going to show you the president talking. We want to show you one of our analysts talking a whole lot of nonsense, talking a whole lot of garbage. So, Claudio, Biden is not playing with a full deck. Can you imagine right now if Joe Biden, let's just imagine Joe Biden is the president and he is in charge of this pandemic. Can you imagine this guy trying to do what Trump's doing? Can you imagine him doing what Trump's doing, fronting up there, fronting that podium every day, being strong, being decisive, being a leader? No, Biden would be probably dead. Okay, he's so old. He's probably got the corona, and he's probably dead already. You know, this is like, and the left are looking at this and they are panicking. The left are when someone say, Boris, Biden is playing 0D chess. So true, man. We got, when was Bill's sign, Children from New York? Hillary locked Joe Biden in that basement to keep him away from the little girls. All the video footage out there of Joe Biden fondling little girls in front of the cameras. The insanity of this guy for doing this in front of the cameras, when they all get their photos taken. Biden, you see him put his hand, that absolutely boils my blood. And he does this in front of the camera. It drives me absolutely insane. Now, is this the guy that the left are actually going to put up against Trump, in November? Well, how does Joe even have a chance? I mean, the whole corona thing, he is more irrelevant right now than he's ever been. I mean, are they going to? Obviously, they're talking about bringing in the governor of New York, bringing him in, drafting him in, and then Hillary's got to be sitting there on the sidelines as well, thinking that Biden is this old guy who doesn't know what day it is. In the corner of this basement somewhere, he's got no chance. He's got no chance against Trump. Trump's like the great American hero right now. He's up there. He's fighting for the people. His numbers going through the actual through the roof. Trump's doing a great job. Trump's doing a really good job. No world leader has handled this issue well. Our leaders in Australia are kind of fumbling through this issue. It's something that changes day to day. It's not something that everyone had an immediate grasp on and knew immediately what to do. It's something that they kind of just like had to just, new information will come in each day. Okay, we need to respond with this. So Trump is doing a great job. We got Boris the Bullet Dodger. What a cracking name. Trump versus Biden is like Godzilla versus Bambi. So true, mate. Absolutely so true. I mean, so obviously, I don't think they're going to run with Biden. Let me know who you think they run with, because, we got to all be, Biden's done. Okay, Biden's done. Bernie, maybe, do they run with Bernie? Is Bernie the guy? Are they going to? They're probably not even going to have a convention. They're probably not even going to have their convention. I don't know how they're going to pick their leader. Maybe we don't even have the election. Maybe the election gets postponed for a year. I don't know. They postponed the, Kumo. Yeah, that's right. They postponed the Olympics. Maybe the election gets postponed for a year as well. A chat isn't. Yeah, they want to run with Kumo. That's right. Hilda Beast is coming. I've been saying for so long, don't write Hillary Clinton out. She is not done. She is not done. Her lust for power has not been quenched. Trump wins by default. I'm. It's crazy. I'm going to put out the theory they mightn't even have the election at all. It might be like postponed for the year. The left, the Democrats, they probably won't be able to have their convention. Maybe they have to do their convention online. They're not going to. Are we going to be over this pandemic with enough time for them to have their convention and then the campaign to build up to November? I don't think there's enough time. I think they're probably going to say, we need to hold off the election for 1 year. They've held off the Olympics. You could say that the Olympics is possibly bigger than the election. You could say that the Olympics is, it's a massive event that comes around one time every 4 years is the Olympics, and they've called it off. They've said, we'll push it to 2021. Will they do that? Will they do the same thing to the Olympics? Will they do the same thing to the presidential election? I think that's a possibility. I'd put that up as a possibility right now. They will postpone this election. I mean, you can imagine if the Democrats, if they keep going with this election, you can imagine they don't have a convention. They don't have their candidates strong. They can't. They're not ready to fight Trump. If Trump comes off, maybe they've thrown all their cards. Maybe they've thrown all their cards that Trump will stuff this up. Maybe they're hoping Trump stuffs up the handling of the coronavirus, and that the economy is obviously tanking, and Trump stuffs it up, Trump's numbers crash, and then the left basically comes in as like the savior and wins the election maybe that way. But it's not looking that way. Trump's looking strong. Trump's looking presidential, and Trump's looking good. Trump's numbers are up. The left is looking weak. The left is looking irrelevant. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what this election's going to look like. It might look like something that is just totally different. Who would have thought 6 months from now? 6 months from now, we would be even talking about this. Such as that, this virus gets unleashed, changes the game completely. So, yeah, my mind is going off in like 10 different directions, going down 10 different paths. As I said before, I think this virus could have definitely been an attack on Donald Trump, an attack on the American economy to weaken Donald Trump. But I think it's all backfired. I think it's totally backfired. What does happen? What does happen with the election? It's going to be. I would probably put money on right now that somehow it's postponed. If they postpone the Olympics, they can postpone this election. Coffee not doing me too much good there. Biden will not survive 2021. And that's right. They got Joe Biden completely isolated. I mean, this guy is what? He's nearly 80 years old. He is in the highest level of risk for this, for this disease. He can't be around people, and he's not going to be probably around people for months to come. They're talking about this the whole situation probably going on for another 6 months. He's not going to be out there, shaking hands, kissing babies, sniffing the hair of everyone for a long time yet. We got how do you catch a virus? Virus equals 5G. Yeah, man, that's that whole 5G issue. That's a whole rabbit hole going down as well. There's no way I want a 5G tower near my house. I can tell you. Creepy Joe will be driving around his van with a free candy spray painted on the side at election time. went down the wrong tube. No mail votes. So yeah, it's this. We are really, really interested. We are coming into like uncharted territory. We started this year, and it was like Trump was on an unbeatable path. It was crazy good for Trump, and I'm thinking, oh, what can happen? What can happen that can derail Donald Trump right now? And then all of a sudden, the economies of the world start imploding through this pandemic, through this virus, through the China virus, the virus that comes from China. So yeah, you think you've got it in the bag. Think we've got the election in the bag. Think that Donald Trump is looking like he's undefeated. He's gonna get over the line. But then along comes the corona, along comes the Chinese virus. And so, yeah, it's that, and yet in a way, could they have tried to use that as a way to derail Donald Trump? Yes, I totally believe that is a 100% possibility. This could be all an attack on Donald Trump. The whole thing, would these leftist globalists, would they kill millions of people to bring Donald Trump down? Yes, that is exactly what they would do. Not saying this is what has happened. It's just a theory. It's just a theory that's sort of rolling around in my head right now. So yeah, old dirty Biden, no mail votes. Trump versus sickly Frito. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I think we're probably gonna like wrap up the stream soon. If anyone has anything that they want to talk about, please drop comment, drop it in the comments. There's 107 people right now. I think that's absolutely smashing. I've been going for almost 2.25 hours, and it feels like 5 minutes because I just love sort of hanging out. Love hanging out with the community, the meme left community. I think this is cracking. You know what I really love? I love best. The coffee's still actually warm in there. I love best. I love it when I make the video. I make the videos to read your comments. I love reading the comments. Sometimes I spend a couple of hours just reading through comments and interacting in the comments. I learn a lot in the comments. I feel like I make videos just to read your comments. I'm not just saying that. I'm not brown nosing or anything, but I love the comments. Captain Tom, Rob, you can call me Rob or Tex. I generally go by Tex. Tex is how I'm sort of known in the cycling world. Whatever Tex. I love, I love the comments. I love reading. The comments are so edgy. The comments just make me laugh. Sometimes I'm on my laptop. I'm on the laptop there, just laughing. And the wife says, "What are you laughing at?" So I take the laptop over, and I would just go through some comments. I would just start reading the comments, and I think it's cracking. Yeah, Rob or Tex, and either way, I kind of respond. I kind of respond to both. I love the Patient's hero was Hillary 2016. Yeah, no, and it's funny. And a lot of people, I know a lot of people also love reading the comments and because it's just such a cracking fun time, and it's such, and there's just such great comments. Mr. D, it is like I can rattle off like 10 or 20 straight off the top of my head are always posting really good quality comments. And some of the comments in the videos have gotten like 900,000 likes in one video. In certain videos, certain comment that just absolutely just blows my mind. Yeah. So yeah, I love making the videos because I love reading the comments and I love hanging out. So Roy Kelly says, "I love it when you say wanker." Thanks, mate. Yeah, I mean, it just wanker's a really funny term because wanker is a wanker is a kind of like a negative and a positive comment all in one. It can be taken as, "Oh, don't be a wanker, mate." If you're saying to your mates, I mean, or it can be, "Oh, dude is such a wanker," or it can be taken as so it's positive and negative all at the same time. And I love it when people call, like you can call someone a wanker and they're a really good mate of yours, and it's an affectionate thing to say. Or you can use it as a negative thing to say as well. I use it when I'm talking about the left, a bunch of wankers. And I was really surprised that the Americans really didn't. That word really wasn't in the vocabulary in the American culture. It's more of an English Australian kind of a slang word. So if anything, this channel has done. If one day this channel ceases or whatever, as you know, eventually all things come to an end. All things finish. There's a start and a finish. And if the word wanker is used more in the American culture, I would think the whole meme the left was worthwhile. My whole objective is for Donald Trump to use the word wanker. He can tweet at Donald Trump to call the left a wankers. If he can use the word wanker, my life will be complete. It will be complete. May we hear your intro. The intros are a really funny thing. Because I remember when I started making the videos, when I look back, my early videos, they were very I was just very, very, and then as the audience grew, I guess I started getting a little bit more confident. I started getting a little bit more excited. I started getting a little bit more, and all of a sudden, I don't know how, but the intros got loud. The intros got loud and the videos got loud. It's kind of, that's not me acting. That's just kind of my general level of excitement. That might be the 4 coffees that I've had that morning as well before I make the video. That's just like when I'm ready to make a video, I press the button. I've got my news story there. I've read through the news story. I'm ready to go. I've got all the points. I don't script anything out. I've got all the points in my head that I want to make. I press that button and I'm like a drag car with the wheels spinning, ready to go. So it's like, hi folks, welcome back to Meme the Left. Hope you're having a cracking day. And it's just, I really wish people are having a good day. And it's like you want to wish that someone is having a good day. When I say I hope you're having a cracking day, I'm hoping, I'm really wishing that you're having a good day. And I was really blown away. A lot of people commenting me and say, "Man, I was having a crap day and I watched your video and for 5 minutes I forgot about all the crap that was going on and I was having a cracking time." Now, even if that's like, even if what I do here is just cheering people up, entertainment, because there are a lot of in this political YouTube sphere, YouTube collects everyone in camps or echo chambers. So everyone that's pretty much watching the video, their political ideology is on the right, because YouTube doesn't really recommend content creators to you that don't fit your, because their algorithm knows what you like to watch, and they want to try to keep sending you things that you like to watch. So so that's everyone on this, basically the audience here is on the right. We're all in the same kind of, like, we're all in the same camp. So that's one thing that really surprised me. I thought when I do YouTube that there would be people on the left, people on the right. I thought it would be like 50-50 and there all be this fighting. But YouTube doesn't work that way. It puts people into groups, and people really don't mingle there. But yeah, I definitely when I start the video, it's like a blessing. It's not a religious thing, spiritual thing or anything, but I'm trying to impart a good thing. I'm trying to impart a positive thing out there. Hope you're having a cracking day. Hope you're having a cracking day. And if you're not having a cracking day, I hope this cheers you up. I mean, we're not going to change a lot of opinions. There's not going to be like, this channel is not going to convert hundreds of thousands of people out there on the left over into the camp of the right. It's more about preaching. You could say it like preaching to the choir. You could say it's like preaching to the your own people kind of way. It's political entertainment. It's I try to make it funny. Even if it's like serious issues, adding the memes in there, it's talking about, it's just trying to, almost like keeping the troops, keeping the morale up for the troops out there, because the media is constantly attacking us on the right. They are constantly putting us down. We are being called everything, being called racist, being called xenophobes, being called every kind of phobe out there, Islamophobe. We are being attacked by the media. So channels like this, I like to think, fights back against the media propaganda. Says, no, you're not a racist, you're not a this phobe, you're not a xenophobe, you're not that phobe. If you've got these ideologies, if you've got these leanings, you are normal, you are okay. And it is like reassuring the troops. It's like, and it's using comedy so people to have a good laugh as well. I like to laugh. I like to have a fun time. Memes to me are a cracking fun time. And the funnier the memes, the better. Even if we're talking about serious subjects, I still like going through the memes. I really understand the politics through the memes. The memes are incredible. You take one meme. It's no wonder that they are trying to ban memes. The memes really helped Donald Trump win the last election. So those memes coming out of like, the Donald and the 4chan, all that sort of thing, pushed out, and people see a meme, and you could write 10 pages on the information that someone downloads. Well, the fascinating thing about a meme is that you see a meme, and if it's done really well, A, it's funny. Okay, B, you download an absolute ton of information from that meme, and it does the job. It does the job quick. People's attention spans these days are quick. You can't write an article as a 10 paragraphs to try and make your point. You have to make your point fast, because people's attention spans are quick these days. Nebulous, thank you very, very much for the super chat. Were you always a conservative? Yeah, I'd say so. Pretty much a conservative guy. I think Australian politics is kind of a little bit different. There's once or twice I have I voted for certain issues that the Conservative Party over here would be called the Liberal Party or the Coalition. I haven't always voted for the Coalition on everything, but I am generally a conservative guy. Politics wise, you get on. If I took one of those political tests, it would probably push me more into the libertarian. If you looked at like the Axis, I don't know, maybe like a live stream of doing one of those political, what do they call those political self tests where you answer like what 50 questions and such and such, do you agree with that, this and this, and you go through and it collates all the data and it says, and it puts you on the political kind of spectrum. I think the last time I did one of those, I was kind of like, I was down. It was more sort of like conservative libertarian. So it's really it's really hard to sort of explain. Someone, Cliff Rockefeller, meme is worth 1,000 words. Absolutely 100%. You put out a one meme out there, and people can download the information from that meme instantly, and they understand it, and it's funny, and it's edgy, and it's a little bit politically incorrect. Most of the best memes are edgy and they're politically incorrect, but they are just spot on, and people download the information. So that's was Iron Rider. All the deplorables can join the Wanker Army. Liz, I had a flu 3 weeks ago amidst the flu. Yeah, took 5 zinc a day. Yeah, Liz, I had a really bad cough. I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I mean, I couldn't make videos for about a week or so. And that to me, I mean, I always get a really bad cough once a year. I get a really bad cough each year. And I mean, it's kind of like a woe is me. It's like man flu. I'm not a good patient. Okay, my wife will say I'm a terrible patient, and I get the cough once a year, and I basically got to I sleep in like another room. I slept in my truck for like 4 or 5 nights when I had this cough out the front of our house. I have a truck and I have a camping truck. It's a great setup. Solar panels, batteries, you name it. I love camping. I love going. I love sleeping in that truck. So I slept in my truck for like 5 nights when I had this cough, just so I wouldn't pass it on to the wife. So yeah, I was taking like zinc, and I wasn't sure if it was the coronavirus, and I had some of the symptoms, but it was really bad cough. But I get that cough every year. I didn't have any fever. I didn't have any of the other symptoms. But I didn't. And people are telling me, oh, you should go and get checked out. You should go and get the test. And I'm like, even if you go and get the test, there's no cure. They're not going to give you a pill to cure it or what have you. They're going to, it's you may as well just kind of sweat it out. So for like 5 or 6, 7 days, it was just. I mean, I wasn't doing a lot. I wasn't sweating. I wasn't I just used as a may as well just ride the flu out, ride the cough out. And so that's all I did, and sleeping in my truck out the front of our home, and nothing finer than a diner. Open-minded conservative. Yeah, I'm open-minded. I see the conservative tent. Make it a big tent. Make it a big tent. I don't want to sort of I don't want to make it a small tent where you must have these. You must meet the 6 criteria to come into our kind of tent. Adele says, I haven't had the flu or the cold 35 years now. That's cracking. That's good. Yeah. I mean, I don't get the flu. I get the cough. Once a year, I will get the cough. And I think that's a lot of it that's tied into my training. Like as a cyclist, I am a kind of if I'm racing, if I'm racing, I will get what's called, what I call the racer's cough. For like an hour after the race, I'll have a little bit of a cough because racing is quite taxing on the lungs. So I always seem to get that cough when I'm racing. Michael Peel, I am building a school bus conversion. Oh man, that is epic. I'm actually wanting to sell my truck and do a van conversion. I want to get a van. I want to build it out myself, and it's totally off grid. Going to make it like a survival van, where we can be off grid for certain lengths of time. But I love the van. I love the people who build these vans. I love it when people who build these vans themselves, and they've got no building experience whatsoever. I mean, I'm a carpenter. I have amazing building skills with my hands. I could build one of these vans with my eyes closed. Well, not really, but when I build my van, I have all the tools, I have all the capabilities to build this van. And I love it when I see these YouTube videos of van tours of people who have built, especially like younger people who have built vans out and they've got no building experience whatsoever. And maybe their dad helps them convert the van, and they live in the van. I mean, I think van life is awesome. I mean, I'm definitely looking down the future to be a van lifer, to be mobile, to be living off the grid, that's definitely in my future. So I think it's cracking that you're doing a school bus conversion. I've seen school bus conversion videos. I mean, for me, a bus is too big. I want a van. I want something that's like pretty small. I want something that's. I want to go to the. I want to do the minimalist kind of lifestyle. And with this whole pandemic thing, it was this kind of like kind of accelerated my plans to just kind of go off the grid, to be a van lifer off the grid, to be living a sort of a minimalist, low, a lifestyle that doesn't cost too much to live. Yeah, so that's where I'm going. So I love it when I see these young people building vans with no. So I don't want to go off on this tangent with van life. I know it's not a very political subject. When I saw Michael talking about his bus conversion, yeah, but I love seeing these young people, how they build vans and they have no building skills whatsoever, and they watch YouTube videos. Teaches them how to do this van conversion. So and they go and they just go to the hardware store. They buy a couple of tools. And they start building their vans, and they're living in their vans, and they're living like they're almost hacking the system. They're not paying absorbent rent anywhere. They're not paying like land taxes, and they're living really, really super cost effective. I really love that. I really love that lifestyle. I've been building out as much recycle and repurposed materials as possible. That's great. I mean, yeah, I love it when they do use the recycle. You see, they get those shipping pallets. I am not a young, me neither. They get the shipping pallets, and shipping pallets are kind of dumped everywhere, and they run them through. They plane them and they dress them up and they sand them up. And I see these vans where they use shipping pallet wood inside the vans, and I think that's absolutely amazing as well. We got Boris the Bullet Dodger. Good, no test for COVID-19, just a test for coronavirus. There are many coronaviruses. Just check the back label. Most disinfectants, they kill coronavirus. That's what I heard. And who cares? Yes, World Health Organization. Gosh, you could go down a rabbit hole on the World Health Organization there. How they lied, how they covered up for China, how useless they are right now in the back pocket of China. I mean, what's going to happen to the world? I mean, World Health Organization, 3 or 4 weeks ago, was making tweets that the virus is not transmittable from like humans to animals to humans and all that sort of trash. I mean, if there's going to be an investigation, I hope that the World Health Organization is like front and actual center there. And if there's, they really need to take a lot of responsibility for the World Health Organization, for how they have handled this pandemic, the misinformation they have put out there. They have been absolutely like Chinese propaganda. They have been an outlet for Chinese propaganda at this point. Lee Rose, oh my God, I was just talking to one of my old Cali friends who came back at me that WHO and the CDC info should be used. Everything else is misinfo. WHO, seriously? That one actually shocked me. That's right. I mean, if there are going to be massive investigations. When we come through this 6 months, 12 months time, there are going to be enormous investigations on how this situation was handled, and I think that the World Health Organization it should be front and center of the spotlight. Scrutiny should be put on them 100%. As Car Guy said, WHO is run by China. Absolutely 100%. China and the WHO are not our friends. There is way more than they are telling us. 100%. I mean, it's not a conspiracy. This is open. This is in the media. All the World Health Organization's tweets, what they were doing, they're still out there. There's no conspiracy here that the World Health Organization stuffed up, dropped the ball, pushed Chinese propaganda, lied, downplayed the impact of this virus worldwide. Will be held accountable 100%. I hope they are held accountable as well. Nothing violent in the diner. Ethiopia is in huge debt to China. Leader of the World Health Organization is Ethiopian. That's right. No, that's no subtle coincidence as well. This is how the game's played. Boris is saying that the heads have got to roll 100%. And Jar Jar, who telling people not to wear a face mask was your first clue. I couldn't believe that. I remember that was in our media, like I think it was about 8 weeks ago or a month or two ago. Don't wear face masks. Don't, it's not needed. There's not going to help you. And are a lot of people in your town wearing face masks? I mean, I go out. I don't wear a face mask because I basically just go to the supermarket and come back. Don't get any. Who can find a face mask? And in Australia, we had Chinese people who work for Chinese companies were instructed by the Chinese government to buy up all our medical supplies and ship it all back to China. I mean, it probably all came from China in the first place, but we had companies over here who were spending millions of dollars buying up all our hand sanitizers, buying up all the medical masks, buying up anything that could be helped in this situation, and they were just loading up shipping containers, shipping dozens of shipping containers, shipping it all back to China. That to me is treason. That to me is treasonous. That is an act of treason. If I was the Australian government, and I would shut down all those Chinese companies, take all their assets, strip all their assets from them, deport all those people who are taking away all our masks, all our hand sanitizers. They were filling virtual shipping containers and sending them back to China. That is an act of treason. I would strip those companies of their assets that they have in our country or in any country. Any country should strip those companies' assets, should use those assets to fight this virus, should deport any Chinese nationalist who is in your country, who is buying up all your medical supplies to send it back to China. That is an act of war. That to me is treason. We should not tolerate this. I was in my local supermarket even before the whole toilet paper thing started, and I saw. I didn't post this out over social media at all, but there was like five Chinese people, and they had like about all the they were buying toilet paper on bulk. I saw this happening before the toilet paper craze became a thing. I think in Australia, it was the Chinese who started the great toilet paper rush because they were buying up all the toilet paper. I saw them just taking out all their, I thought, gee, that's strange. There's Chinese people buying toilet paper. And they obviously got the word from China to start. But I'm not bashing Chinese people here. I'm not bashing Chinese people. If you're, like I said, we have Chinese people stay in our homes, the students, everyone. They are fantastic people. But if you're a Chinese nationalist and you're living in another country and under orders of like your government, you are going and you are buying up all that country's masks and sanitizer, and you're sending it back to that country. That's a despicable act. That is an absolutely despicable act. That is a dog of an act to do. You are being a traitor. You are being a traitor to the people in that country that you are living in right now. Okay, you're a Chinese nationalist. You're doing what you're told. You're helping your people, but you're helping your people at the expense of the people you are living in that country. So I saw Chinese people mass buying all these things before it became a thing. But I thought, That to me was like, that sent off some of the alarms. Matty Bones, thanks so much for the super chat, mate. I was just about to type about the Chinese people buying medical equipment. Hope you're well, brother. Yes, doing fantastic. Hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing in the news over here. And the government over here is actually starting to address it, starting to address shutting down these shipments from these Chinese companies. We've had like these, new, current affairs shows going into warehouses where you've got all the Chinese people have all, you can see all the hand sanitizer. Yeah, like they got crates, absolutely crates full of the stuff that used to be on our shelves. Heck, it's probably made in China. It's probably came over here, and they're sending it all back under the direction of the Chinese government, the CPP, Chinese Communist Party. They're saying to all their Chinese nationalists in the world, start mass buying all the masks, all the sanitizers, and send it back to China. Absolutely disgusting act. And the government the government in Australia, and I even hear that the Americans are starting to really act on this issue as well. The government in Australia is acting on this issue. They are seizing shipments at customs that are going out, repossessing those shipments, and absolutely. Use vodka Everclear. It will clean your hands when you get drunk. I use a hand sanitizer, but it's not like a standard hand sanitizer. It's called Thieves. It's kind of like natural oils or whatever. It's supposed to be like but also I use the other stuff as well. But the TP apocalypse was so annoying. Marion Fox just raked the CEO of 3M over the coals. She was a bulldog. Yeah, TP Rush. It's not the Chinese people. That's right. It's not the Chinese people. When I say, China it's not the people. It's the party. It's the Chinese Communist Party. They are the arsehole. China, when I say China is arsehole, the Chinese people, they probably hate their communist part. They hate the government probably more than anyone else does. And this is the cancer. This is the virus on the world. Apart from leftism, it's the Chinese Communist Party is a virus on the world. Good and bad in all races. Sonia, what's cracking? Yeah, just having a fun hangout. Having a fun hangout there. Hopefully, just talking about how hopefully everyone is coping with this, the coronavirus or the China virus. Fed just made $4 trillion in interest. Just crank up those printing presses. Michael Peel, they knew. Absolutely 100% they knew. They exported this virus to the world. They knew that it would collapse worldwide economies. It was this has been an attack by the Chinese Communist Party on the world economies, and now they're profiting from it. Now they're making military moves in the the contested what they call the South China Seas area there. They're trying to expand while the world is on its knees. China is all of a sudden strong. The Chinese Communist Party is all of a sudden strong. Yeah, Kung Flu. Amazing how the leftist wankers in the media got all upset over Donald Trump calling it the Kung Flu. I thought it was fantastic that he called it the Kung Flu. I thought that was absolutely cracking. What is your opinion on a possible war, Maddie? Possible war. Yeah, what would a war even look like? Would it be a military moving in on another country? Or would it be more of a cyber war? I'm not even sure. This could be the war. We could be in the war right now. The war could be the virus. I mean, this could be the war. The war could be the virus comes in, destroys a country's economy. That could be like the first wave of the war. And the second wave of the war, I imagine it would be some kind of cyber attack. It would be an attack on infrastructure. It would be an attack on power plants, water treatment plants, sewage treatment plants. All those things are like connected. They are online. And that might be the second wave. I mean, what would a war? I'm not sure if a war right now will look like a war of the last decades. I'm not sure what it would even look like. We could be in. This could be the war right now. This could be the first phase of this war. Wet market, cruise liners, yes, they're going to be hit hard. Who's going to want to go on a cruise? Who's going to go on a cruise? And they're just floating petri dishes. You know, I've said I have a lot of my friends go on cruises, and I'm like, who? And they always get sick. They get people that they tell me they got sick on the cruise, and why would you go on a cruise? You're confined to this boat with 4,000-5,000 other people. Like years ago, people would be telling me they're going to cruise. Oh, don't you want to go on a cruise? No, man, you're just going to get sick. You are confined on a boat with thousands of other. Those cruises or ships are big. They'll throw out 2,000-3,000 people on the ship. Why would you do that? You're going to contract they're floating petri dishes now with coronavirus. So many people, and these the wankers, the Australian government or one of our states here, let one of these cruise ships disembark with over 2,500 people from the ship. Let them just come off into one of our shores. I can't. And that was an amazing stuff up that they should never have been allowed to enter Australia. I would have warships keeping these cruise ships out to sea. You do not come into our country. If you're on a cruise right now, we're sorry. It's a tough time. Maybe we can fly some medical supplies in for you, but you're not coming into our country. We don't want the virus. And most of the coronavirus in Australia has come off cruise ships. And it's tough. It's tough that there are a lot of Australians on these cruise ships as well. And we have, we want to say, oh, we'll come and rescue from these cruise ships and bring you back to Australia. No, because most probably you've got the virus. So we're not going to, really not going to let you back in. And you got to keep these cruise ships, got to keep them out there. And we can't let these cruise ships dock. I missed a comment before. Someone said, "What's with the beanie?" Well, I haven't my hair like a couple of days. I haven't shaved my head. It's looking, and it was a bit cold this morning. It was a bit cold, so I thought I'll throw the beanie on. I'll throw the beanie on just to do something a little bit different. John Klein, smoke more pot, ride more bike. Well, I do the latter there. I do the latter there. Leah, you can't say that Trump is going to not go to war if we are attacked. There's only so much we can control the world situation. So true. We got a deal. Me love cruise ship. It's bad now. I would love to go on a cruise. The idea of a cruise, to me, it would be great, but just to be on that big floating petri dish with 3,000 or 4,000 other people, I have never been able to. I said, so many friends of mine, when they go on cruises, they come back, they get sick, and they're either sick on the cruise. They're there for like 14 days, and they get sick there as well. And they put on weight. I have a couple of my cycling mates. I kid you not. I hope they're not watching right now. And they put on 5 or 6 kilos, over a 2-week period, because the food they put on there, the buffets, are just endless amounts of food you can apparently eat. I couldn't handle all that food. And then they go on these cruises and they come back, 5, 6, 7 kilos heavier after only 2 weeks. And as a cyclist, we want to watch our weight, because if we get heavier on the bike, it's harder to race. So, yeah. I can't. Scott's saying it, Trump has saved 2 ships. The world fears Trump. They won't start anything. It's so true. Trump is feared because he's not controlled. they can't control Trump. Trump's kind of like that loose cannon kind of, in a good way, kind of guy. He's uncontrollable. Trump says what he wants, does what he wants. To a degree, he's 100% uncontrollable, and this is why the elite hate him. If Trump was on their side, if Trump was carrying out their bidding, they would be throwing in for Trump. They would be all in for Trump, but he's not. Trump's his own man. Trump's working for the people. Trump loves the people. Trump loves the flag. Trump loves the border. Trump loves his country. Okay, so that puts him at odds with every leftist out there in America. That's why they all hate him. What I got? Nothing finer. Send them to Christmas Island. Yeah, mate, they should be sent to Christmas Island. Anyone on their boats, if they want to come to Australia, just drop them off at Christmas Island. That would be great. Lee Grant, I woke up this morning, then had the corona blues. I looked over in the corner and Grandpa seemed to have them too. Oh, mate, I hope you, I hope you don't have the corona. I hope you don't have the corona blues. I really do. Trump doesn't want to go to war. He takes out the wankers in charge, the WIC. Absolutely. Scott McHale, wet market. You cannot unsee it. That's right. I think I mentioned something about that before. I was watching a video. I'm really not sure. I really can't even talk about what I saw there in the wet market. They were cooking a dog live. The dog, they had a dog alive, and they were boiling this dog alive. I mean, it made even thinking about that right now, I can't even comprehend. And the dog is just, I'm a dog guy. I love dogs, and this mongrel is cooking this animal while this dog is alive, and it made my blood boil, and it just, I couldn't watch. I can't even really even think about what this mongrel was doing. And these wet markets, you look at these wet markets, the thing, what they are eating in there, cooking in there, is just, it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Even when this whole thing came out, when the virus started in the US, the left started going out with all their attack pieces. Oh, we can't criticize what they're eating. We can't criticize these people, in the wet markets because, oh, that's racist. And all the propaganda pieces from the Vox, all the left-wing propaganda was attacking people where this virus, where they're saying it started in these wet markets. All of a sudden, we can't criticize the wet markets because that's cultural insensitivity. We're being culturally insensitive. We're being racist. We're being xenophobic. This was their line of attack when the virus started. They were worried about racism. They were worried about the racism. It was all about the identity politics. Yeah, car guy. I am a where's Peter? Where's Peter in all this? Peter in all this is like very quiet, and they're not going to say anything. They should be over there. They should be over there. Same with the feminists. Where the feminists go over to the Muslim countries. Go over to those countries where the Muslim women are being suppressed and are forced to wear the hijabs and forced to wear all the forced to wear the sacks over their heads. That's where real feminists are needed. You don't need feminists in Western civilizations, in Western cultures. It's just all straw man arguments that they're fighting. The real feminists, if you want to conduct real feminism, go to Islamic countries, go to Muslim countries. Okay, that's where the women's rights are being destroyed. But no, they don't go anywhere. They don't talk about that. That's something you can't talk about. Adele says cruelty. Put them in a pot, if only. And no, it came from a Chinese bioweapons lab. Yeah, that's another absolutely a possibility. This was a bioweapon. A weapon against Trump. This was absolutely a bioweapon against Trump. China's number one export for 1,000 years, global pandemics. That's true. Why does everything come from China like this? We need some kind of like a firewall. They talk about the great Chinese firewall. When maybe we need a firewall around China right now. We need to isolate China. I say that with great love to the Chinese people. But we need to isolate. We need to firewall China for the safety of the world. Look at your leather goods, probably made in China or Vietnam. Those skins, those animals, quit wearing leather. Yeah, everything made in China. Cliff, media is a weapon, 100%. Media has been weaponized. Donald Trump, Trump knew the rule. He knew the game. He knew that the media was weaponized against him. He knew that that's why he's called them fake news for years. They are fake news. It's just weaponized information. It's propaganda, pushing out their misinformation, creating narratives, curating narratives. When they create a narrative, they massage the narrative, they curate the narrative, they look after the narrative, they grow the narrative. The narrative is whatever they want it to be. And they make these narratives, they absolutely lies and misinformation, and they put their narratives out there, they put the lies out there. And what do they say? The lie travels around the world before the truth puts its boots on, or something like that. And even when it's told that everything they've said is wrong, it's all a lie, they issue these little tiny, even if they do issue a retraction, they issue these retractions, and then and the lie, it's almost these days that you can lie and get away with it. The lie, what you gain from the lie is more than what you will lose from having to issue like an apology. So they don't care. They don't care when they lie, when they spit out misinformation, when they spit out myth truths. They do not care because they gain more. They gain more from the lie than they will lose if they are being caught in the lie. Scott McGow, thank you very much for the super chat, sir. £1. That's worth a lot of money over here in Australia. Thank you very much for thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Yeah, but the media is a weapon, and they've been weaponized against us. And I see YouTube channels as fighting against the media, the weaponization of the media. They have their broadcast, well, we have our broadcast as well. And thousands of little channels like this one fighting against the media, fighting against this misinformation, fighting against this massive machine. And you know what? We are winning. The media is in panic. The media, they are in free fall right now. Their ratings are going through the floor. People are voting with their feet. Well, the only thing good about what the media right now is Trump's press briefings, and their ratings are really high for those Trump's press briefings, which is a real conundrum for them because they sell advertising over those press briefings. So what do we? Scott McGow, make me laugh. No, mate, you keep your money, mate. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you so much. Thanks, Scott, for your super chat and dropping in on. I really appreciate. People, we need to stop, as Captain Thomas just said there, we need to say, stop relying on China so much. I'm going to start changing my attitudes. Look for things that are only made. Well, if you look for things that are made in America, I'll look for things that are made in China. Hey, I'll buy things that are made in America as well. What do we got? Let's play a game. Look around the room. Name one thing that's not made in China. That's a good game, including the glasses on your face. But if you won't get it first try, yeah, definitely. I look around my room and there's like gadgets in the office right here, and I guarantee you most of it's made in China. It's okay to lie in court under under oath in America right now. That's terrible. Scott. Oh, I got phlegm on my chest here. Mrs. Salty, gotta run, take care. Thank you, Mrs. Salty, for joining the stream. Best of luck for your streams. I love your streams. You Salty Cracker. If everyone here is not aware of Salty Cracker, amazing YouTube channel. Mr. and Mrs. Salty doing an incredible job in fighting the lies of the left, hitting back against the left. Absolutely cracking. Love your work. Love your work, guys. Liz, thanks for stopping by. Take care. Look forward to the next one. Yeah, thanks so much. Scott. Oh, thank you so much for the, for the extra pound, mate. Yeah, you shouldn't have. I really appreciate that. We got Beryl. This COVID-19 attack, I think, is a new world order last attempt to take over. I think they will fail. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm not saying 100%. I think that's a workable theory. That's a working theory. I see it as like a bioweapon that was released to attack Trump, to take over Trump, stop Trump winning another 4 years. Obviously, when Trump won, this was not the plan of the elite. This is not the plan of the New World Order. This was against the plan. New World Order wanted Hillary Clinton in there. She's in there lockstep with George Soros and the elites around the world and the European Union and everywhere. It would have been a perfect plan to bring America in on the whole big plan. Donald Trump winning the election just put a huge spanner in the works there. This was not the way it was meant to go. Hillary was what was supposed to happen. And then Trump going in. They will do anything to get rid of Donald Trump, including destroy world economies, possibly kill hundreds of thousands of people. This is the way these people. So I think there's definitely a possibility that the coronavirus is a bioweapon and was released as a weapon, as an attack on Donald Trump. 100%. Car guy, my Smith & Wesson is American made. Absolutely. Keep it cracking, mate. St. Michael's Sword. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Michael, for joining us. I'll probably start winding up the stream here. I know. I gotta go do some. I think I got some racing this morning, sometime, and I think we've been running for like 3 hours right now, and it's just like it feels like about 15 minutes. I've had such a cracking time, just hanging out with you. I would love to do call in, like when you can call in and we can talk. I feel like this is too one way, and I see the chat. I would love to talk. So I'm going to try and do like talk back, where you can talk in and we can just talk about issues. Leah is saying we need them here to complain about sexist air conditioning. Oops, no one in the office now. Yeah, so true. So true. Those feminists talking about how air conditioners were sexist. That is absolutely hilarious. Beryl saying Brexit, Trump, patriotism rising, not New World Order plan. They are desperate. 100%. 100%. Trump is pure Americana. Trump is patriotism. Trump wraps himself up in the flag. He loves the flag. He loves his country. He loves the people. He loves the border. Trump. He's in no way racist. Trump sees green. He sees money. It's funny when before Trump came into politics, everyone loved him. Pretty much, left, the right. No one's saying Trump was a racist. As soon as Trump enters into politics, it's like, all of a sudden the guy's a racist. Trump doesn't care what color your skin is. Trump cares what you can do. Okay, if Trump's hiring, he doesn't care if you're brown, you're orange, you're white. Cares what you can do, what you can make. If in his business, can you make him money? Trump sees the color of green. Mary says, this is why I trust Trump. He has not come after the guns. And when those wanker Democrats tried to close the gun shops, Trump declared them essential. Record gun sales. People buying guns for good reason. Because if things go bad, if things go sour, the civilization will collapse. The veil of civility around civilization will collapse, and people will start stealing food from other people. If they can't buy food from the supermarkets, they don't have money, they will start stealing food. Absolutely. So, you're probably going to need to be able to protect yourself. You're not going to be able to rely on the police to protect you, because most of the police it'll be dysfunctional. There won't be many police there. Society can move into anarchy very quickly. We lose power, we lose water. I think it's 4 days a city descends in anarchy if there's no power, if there's no water. It's very, very, very frightening how fast society can move into complete anarchy. We think that our societies are strong. We think that everything is, government is so strong and the structures around us are so strong, but it's still like a mirage. It's very weak. It can all collapse so quickly. I think, what does it say? Captain Tom, hey Tex, we're neighbors. Where are you from, Tom? Where are you from, Captain Tom? I get to hear Dean, StreamYard will let others talk. That is cracking. I've seen Frank's, Let's Be Frank. I've seen some of his streams, how he's been using StreamYard. And I signed up for an account with them to check into it. I'll definitely look into that. Because I use like OBS. As I make my videos, I do my streams through OBS as well. But I will definitely look at a StreamYard. And yeah, definitely try to bring people into the stream to talk. And if you've got a camera, if you've got a microphone, I would bring people into the stream. I really want to try to make it as interactive as possible. And obviously you can't have like 20 people talking at once like they have on those Zoom conferencing calls. I don't think that would work. But I would definitely like to make it streams much more interactive. That's right. Yeah, Zoom. Yeah, well, I do Zoom in like the corporate world. We do a lot of Zoom. And Michael Peel, I have been starting, I call Hope Garden. That's right. My throat is sore just from listening to the amount of talking you can do. And it's getting a little bit sore. I think I've been talking. I mean, that's one of my real great skills, according to my wife. I can talk under wet concrete. I could talk under wet molasses, as they say. No problem with the talking. I didn't bring any water in here, which was my fault this morning. I've just got my coffee. So I didn't. So not having water in here was was one of the things I did wrong this morning. What have we got? A big uptick in home invasion robberies in the Seattle area. Scumbags with guns invading Liberals without guns. Well, this is going to sound terrible, but if you're a leftist out there and you've been fighting against people owning guns, you don't have any kind of self-protection, your home gets invaded, you don't have any way of defending yourself, well, you brought it on yourself. Okay, you brought it on yourself. I'm not going to say good, because I don't wish it's good that anyone gets their home invaded by someone with a gun, but if you can't protect yourself and you're out there fighting against other people's having the right to protect themselves, well, that's just probably a little bit of karma right there. Ex-Hunternator is saying, you watch John Mark. I think I remember John Mark. Yep, I think I've seen some of his videos. JR, Trump is the great white hope. I think it's just hope all over. They call him great white hope. Yeah, Trump is hope. Trump is right now, the left criticizing Donald Trump for being too hopeful in these press conferences. Well, what the hell was Obama on about? It was all about hope and change. What was all the slogan was hope. Obama, his whole election campaign, 2008, it was all about hope. Now the media are going off about Trump. The media are going off about Trump in these press briefings, or these presses. How he's just being too hopeful, how he's using the word hope, how he's giving hope to people. I mean, that's what a leader should do. They should give hope to the population. I mean, that is the job. The job of the leader is to be strong, not to instill a sense of panic among everyone, but to give the information so that people can take their precautions, people can do the right thing. But we don't want people panicking. We want people hopeful. We want people positive, but also aware of what's happening and not trying to hide all the negativity out there. Yeah. Obama ran on hope and change. It was, however, hope for a change that will never come. So it was all hope and change for Obama, but Trump starts talking about hope in regard to the coronavirus. We hope we can be through it. We hope I hope that we can be through this as quick as possible. Probably like 3 months. It looks like it could be like longer than that. And get the economy back, getting the people back working, getting things back to normal. What will the normal look like on the other side of this virus? I don't really know. Jar Jar, war is making innocent people kill each other because of their leaders. Trump is taking out the leaders. Love him for all that, if not nothing. all hope, no change. That's right. Obama was all hope and really no change. Obama's lies. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Even like PolitiFact or whatever, flaming. What have they got that as? Flaming lie or something like that. Just absolute the liar in chief. Obama was the deporter in chief. More illegal immigrants deported under Obama than under Trump. Trump is known as the deporter. Obama is known as the deporter in chief. Yet he sits back with this virtuous kind of halo over his head. What an absolute, what a monster Obama really was. And I don't want to really get into like comparing Obama to comparing Trump, but I'm no Obama fan. The left is hopeless. Seattle cops already warned everyone that they won't be there for them when needed. Come right out and told everyone. Well, at least I'd say good on them. At least they're saying, hey, we can't. Society is breaking down as it's breaking down right now. We can't provide law and order. You're going to have to do this for yourself. And I support people having guns in their home for self-defense. I think maybe the best gun for a home self-defense is shotgun. I agree with Joe Biden on that issue. Shotgun is probably the best gun for self-defense. So it's good on, as Leah has just said there, Seattle cops already saying that they're not going to be there. You imagine someone breaking down your door or trying to get into your home and you've got no way of defending yourself and you say, that's all right, I'm going to call the police. And they're like, oh, sorry, we can't really come and help you. I fully. And you've got John Cleese out there mocking Americans for wanting to buy a gun in this time. Fully support anyone who has guns for self-defense in their home. I think that is cracking. Beryl, don't panic. Patriots, stay calm. You made bad decisions when your head is confused. Absolutely. Panic. Panic is the worst thing that we can do right now. Because definitely, if a society panics, we definitely make bad decisions. Bad decisions for sure. Bullet dodger, hold steady. And I don't hold. Yeah, pump shotgun. Best weapon for home defense is definitely the pump shotgun. 100% is the most. If anyone breaks into my house, I'm not going to say you break into my house. That's it. It's all bars off. And I will use any means possible. I will defend my family. And yeah, that's not going to bode well. Gun control means use both hands. Yeah, I think we've. I'm probably going to wrap the stream up here. If I think this has been like nearly 3.25 hours, and I like our numbers. I know we've got 60. There's 60 people in the stream. And that's crazy to think. Let's wrap the stream up now because I just love hanging out. I really love just hanging out. But I think I got to go do some things. So yeah, I wish everyone a happy day. I hope you're all having a cracking day. Thank you for joining in on this live stream. I hope to do a lot more of these live streams, get a lot more interactive. Thank you very much for, if you've dropped super chats in there, thank you so much. Hey Tex, say hello to Guam. Captain Tom, hello to Guam. And I hope, that this, I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. Maybe picked you up for the amount of time that you've stayed in there. Yeah, and I'd like to say thank you, and we'll be straight back into the normal videos tomorrow. And straight back in. Hopefully, I'm going to try and do like maybe 2 videos a day. Get the get the videos cranking out as per usual. So thank you very much for joining the live stream. I'm going to shut this stream down now. That's okay. You don't have to do super chat. I love. Thank you very much for the super chats, but I don't expect them. But they're very, very nice. Okay. Thank you very much. I will catch you in the next video and also catch you in the next stream. Okay, this is Meme the Left out.